I gotta give them credit. It's kind of impressive just how many random things they're putting in as companions.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, for instance, want to have the Death Egg as a companion? Well, here's your chance, everybody.
Well, they
I
have,
still-
I know they have the Rappy from like PSO as a companion.
I still say the best one is the floating Sonic and Knuckles cartridge.
Yeah, I know. By the way, stream, since we
part.
should be back by now, we're talking about the various companions you can have in Sonic Runners. And I made a Doctor
Runners,
Who
is that
reference
the
that I
iOS
don't think
game?
anybody got.
I think the best thing about the Sonic and Knuckles one is that it has a cartridge of Sonic 1 on the top.
I noticed that. Isn't that weird? Why, of all the games you could put up there, would you have blue spheres?
I think someone at Sonic Team was having a giggle, to be honest.
That's gotta be it.
Yeah.
You having a giggle, mate?
I swear
so
on
you're
me,
back.
bum.
Yeah, it's pretty evident they weren't taking it too seriously, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
There was also a Puyo Puyo event, and you could actually get Amy in a special like Puyo Puyo outfit, but again, characters are like 6% chance.
Yeah, it's like I said. I actually, well, I think I said this anyway. I actually do think it's a pretty fun game, but it's just the freemium stuff that's kind of ruining it.
Kills it.
Yeah,
And the load times.
I said this yesterday. Yeah, and the load times especially. I said this yesterday, but I would be like the retro review on Sonic Retro compared it a lot to Rayman Jungle Run. But the difference.
Yeah. If they did something like that for Sonic, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, like, I would totally pay like $3 to $5 just to get the game like without all this like free to play stuff.
Load times.
Like I
That's
think
5 notifications in a row. Show me the damn game.
it's kind of funny that Rayman's doing Sonic better than Sonic's doing Sonic.
Yeah.
It's more
Rayman's
Sonic
been
that
amazing
fans do
lately.
Sonic more than Sega does
Rayman
Sonic.
Legends, anyone?
Oh yes.
Now's a good time to plug Freedom Planet also.
Yep.
That game's awesome.
I still need
I've
to
never
play
played
that.
it.
Though.
I still need to
You
play
really do.
Yeah.
Didn't it start as a Sonic fan game?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Yeah, I think the
But
end
it doesn't
result.
feel like one anymore.
Yeah,
they
it-
changed a lot.
It really feels, from what I've seen, more like Rocket Knight Adventures.
In terms of difficulty or looks?
I was referring more to like the gameplay mechanics.
What's really cool about that game, like, for me, is that like you can go on like I remember seeing in like 2012 the guy who made Freedom Planet like post this game he was working on that sort of eventually became Freedom Planet, and just to see it come so far and be like a real like completely legit retail game is really cool.
I mean, that's
And
true.
even though it came out,
Go ahead.
even though Freedom Planet came out last year, it's been getting a lot of attention just like these past couple of months.
That's
Probably
what we
because
call,
of Sonic
pretty
Boom.
big channels play it.
That's what we call a long tail, I believe.
I'm betting it's because of Sonic
Oh.
Sonic Boom.
Well, it's also because
people are
it
talking
came out
about
on
how
the
bad
Wii U.
Sonic is.
I mean,
Well, it's not out on the Wii U yet, though.
It's not.
I could
It's going to
totally,
be.
I could totally see someone just being like, "Oh, hey, Sonic's dead. Play Freedom Planet instead."
Well, that's kind of what people are doing with Ukulele and Rare.
Like, oh, Banjo's dead, ukulele.
But yeah, there's been some pretty big channels played it on YouTube, like Best Friends Play, for example. That's
Okay, real
a
talk?
pretty sizable one.
There is nothing in this game that does not look like Mario.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Lost.
Like, I'm
Lost-
looking at it,
I
I'm
thought,
like, this is literally Mario.
I thought we were still
Oh,
talking
it's still
about.
got the homing attack.
I thought we were still talking about ukulele, and I was very confused.
Yeah, God, Ukulele is just a Mario ripoff. Jeez.
No,
That's funny.
I'm
because
sorry.
Well-
Banjo-Kazooie kind of was a Mario ripoff, except
Yeah,
they
it's
added
like-
so much to it.
It's like Banjo-Kazooie is kind of a Mario 64 ripoff, and ukulele is a ripoff of Banjo-Kazooie, so it kind of is in a sort of roundabout way.
Well, it was a ripoff in that they were both like 3D collection platformers.
I mean,
3D collection
Well-
and a lot more open. Like
I mean,
the previous
let's-
Mario games, if really any platformer up to that point was more do stages start to finish, and
I
Mario
totally-
started that whole one level with multiple goals thing.
Yeah.
I totally,
Yeah,
I
they,
totally,
they also did it much, much better.
yeah. I mean,
I know.
Mario's kind of what made it popular, I believe.
Well,
It kind of is what made it that was the thing to do. That was how you did a 3D platformer.
But then Rare did so much better with it, though.
Also, you guys
Well, Rare did so much better with every genre on the 64 days.
Also,
Like I've said before, that was Rare's thing back in those days. Is like Nintendo would make this revolutionary concept, and then Rare would be like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I bet we can do it better."
Yeah, Star Fox Adventures.
Until then.
do a barrel.
I mean,
But you know the thing?
Rare did have these like sort of random one-off ideas, like we had Snake Rattle and Roll on the NES, for instance.
Oh yeah, there was a hat in time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. That one looks amazing.
I mean, just a little fun fact though. I actually sort of have seen the creator of that game around before he actually started making that, I believe.
What game are you talking about?
Hat in Time.
Okay. I'm completely lost on Hat in Time, by the way. I do not know what this is.
It's a
It's a 3D
collectathon.
collectathon.
You play as like a little girl wearing a hat.
Okay.
That's good enough for me.
The indie collectathon I know about is Lobo Destroyo.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that's still the only thing I've ever backed on Kickstarter.
A Hat in Time has a track by Grant Kirkhope, so it's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Also, here's something random. Apparently, there was a Kickstarter for something that nobody wanted, another Booger Man game, but apparently it actually got canceled.
Oh, that
Also-
sucks.
Wait,
Also-
so did it make its
Really?
backing goal and then it got canceled?
I think, but I
Man.
forgot it existed. And after that,
Man.
I looked up, it just got canceled.
That
That really blows.
that is the thing that makes me nervous about like Kickstarter.
Does it blow noses?
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Well, like if it made its goal and got
Yeah,
canceled, it's kind of
it's a good
bullshit.
joke.
It is, but that's the thing about Kickstarter. Like that can like you hear about it all the time, stuff like that happening, and it's like it's really, really unfortunate. I feel like because like I feel on the one hand, most of the time I feel somewhat for the creators because like they in most cases that I've seen, it's sort of that they like overestimated or like what they could do and underestimated how much it would cost. But
Yeah,
like,
I
Yeah,
mean,
that happens a lot.
the fact
On the other
that
hand, Freedom Planet was spending like what $20,000 or something ridiculously low, and they managed it.
yeah,
Let's see. Here it is.
mean-
it only received a total of 40,000 when it reaches goal date. However, let's see. It's announced that Boogerman's official Facebook page that we're waiting to see how things go on Greenlight and hope for another Kickstarter. However, nothing has been heard from them since, and the project has been assumed to be quietly canceled.
the other problem is like, especially when it comes to like kickstarting games, is feature creep. Like this idea that like the more money a game gets, the more we're gonna put in it, and like
the one
but like that
Oh,
all
sorry.
that just constantly adds to development time, and that I think that's one of the reasons that so many like end up running out of money eventually. That's one thing that the Ukulele team has been very clear that they're not going to be doing. That they're not going to like keep putting out these stretch goals that are going to take them exponentially longer to actually put the game out.
And
I've
not
seen a
fulfill
lot of stuff
requirements.
destroyed by stretch goals. Like, I've seen Kickstarters where the amount they're asking is reasonable for the amount of game they want, but their stretch goals add too much for the price, and they can't afford to make it like they thought.
Exactly.
I mean, the one thing about Kickstarter is I'm pretty sure you are not legally allowed to pocket any of the money you get from it. So, as a result, overshooting is kind of like getting too much money is kind of a problem.
What do you mean you're not allowed to
It's
pocket
actually-
any
I
of the
don't
money you
think
get
it's-
from it?
I
It's
think
not-
I could have swore I read something along the lines of the fact that you have to use whatever money you get from the Kickstarter.
As
No.
resources.
You
Yeah,
don't.
as,
Well,
Oh,
to an extent, because I mean, there's also employee pay, and the person who's kickstarting it is considered one of their own employees. So, you have to pocket a little bit of it for like living expenses,
Yeah.
because if you're the lead programmer, just like you'd pay your programmers a wage, you pay yourself a wage like that.
well, I mean, either way, my Planet Indie game currently has a budget of, well, let me crunch the number, $0. I hope that's enough. I mean, I got a programmer who's working for free.
I remember when Ukulele was being funded, I was like, let's see how much they made. And I was like, woof. That is a lot of money in a short amount of time.
All those people, like the DK Vine guys, were saying that they had a conversation with Grant Kirkhope at E3. He had been told so many times, like, hey, let's make another 3D, let's make another like 3D platformer, let's bring that back, and they just kept telling him like, no, there's no market for that. There wouldn't be any interest in that.
Well, you know, at first they didn't know what to do with all the money. They tried burying it, shredding it, and burning it.
By the way, in Sonic Colors here, not Sonic Colors, Sonic Lost World, I don't like the bouncy cloud sections. This is really boring.
Yeah, they're kind of too
Yeah.
stop. They're kind of too stop and go.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about this whole game. Like,
I
even
actually,
the basic, like jumping seems like it stops you and then goes a little extra fast to compensate.
I mean, I actually did kind of. I mean, I actually did like this game. I definitely agree that it paled in comparison to the previous generations, but you know, I had fun, and I think that's what a game really needs to do. Really.
Well, for everyone who's here, this is kind of like, consider this a preview of what I'm going to say about Sonic whenever I do a Geek Critique on Sonic Lost World, which is, I think, going to be next year. Yeah. Like, one of the central framing devices I'm thinking about using is, like, to talk about how it seems like so many decisions that they made in this game arise from, like, taking the advice of reviews of Sonic Generations from people who didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
also,
Like, a lot of people said Sonic Generations was too fast when that's the point.
Yeah,
The one
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
one thing I want to mention about this game that I always found super funny is that, okay, I'm sure everybody has heard the notion that this game is very, very Mario.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I said it's
what I
literally
find
Mario.
what I find funny is that around a similar time, Mario 3D World came out, and it had like speed boosters and a final level that was a carnival. So I kind of began to wonder if Mario and Sonic had sort of had this identity crisis together.
That's a good point. I never thought of it that way.
That being
still
said-
agree.
The 3D world definitely has an identity crisis of sorts anyway, not just in terms of having the fast bits, but stylistically. Like, the
I mean-
graphics are gorgeous, but it doesn't have any unifying theme the way Galaxy or Sunshine or even 64
Yeah, like,
did.
it is weird
Although-
because, like, the individual worlds in 3D World, like, they might be, like, ice-themed or desert-themed.
Yeah, but they don't.
But
They
the
don't
actual
really.
levels within them don't follow those themes. And I'm not
Yeah, I
saying
was
that's necessarily a
actually-
bad thing, but it is kind of weird.
I was actually watching like the Runaway Guys Let's Play of that, and they actually made that same point.
Hmm.
It is
Also-
kind of a weird thing.
Sonic, when skating across the ice, does the exact same animation as Ice Mario in Galaxy 1.
Yep.
And also the
I
elephant.
just
in the
noticed
roof.
that now.
But yeah, like,
Also the
the thing is, if I reviewed, I don't know, like you were talking earlier, Final Fantasy IX, for instance. If I like, say I was like a serious like game journalist type person, I was hired by IGN, and I was going to review like maybe not Final Fantasy IX, that wouldn't seem likely, but like the newest Final Fantasy game, I would give it, and I had to score it. If I wasn't, I would struggle with being complete. I would struggle with objectivity really bad there because I'm not a big RPG fan.
Josh,
yes.
are you going in circles?
No.
Yeah.
Wait,
I just
am I?
noticed that.
Am I?
Yes.
Yeah, you do
I don't
go in
think that's-
circles in this level.
There you
You're
go.
right.
I didn't think it was possible to do that in Lost World.
Yep, you can go in circles. I completely forgot about that. I wasn't paying attention.
Like, it's like, this
You're
level
so
seems to
zoned
be
out.
going on and on and on, and I'm
it's-
like,
it's
wait
co-
a minute.
It's kind of like saying
How many
you go
times
in,
have I seen this ice pit?
It's kind of
I
like,
understand that objectivity thing, but at the same time, most review outlets are aware of that problem, and they try to give the
Well-
right genres to the right reviewers.
Well-
They don't always succeed, but that's at least something they attempt to
They
do.
generally
Well-
do, yes, but I did see a couple of, like, I think GameStop, if I remember right, had a pretty scathing review of Generations.
well, I think the thing is though, you're not going to achieve objectivity, and if you do, it's going to be kind of boring. But you just got to be kind of respectful
No,
of how you
you're not.
present.
But my point in
Yeah.
that is, if Square Enix read my review and then tried to make a Final Fantasy game based on what I would like, people would fucking hate it, because the reason I don't like Final Fantasy is because I don't like RPGs. like the reason that some people might not have liked Sonic Generations is because they don't like Sonic-style platformers. And
On the other hand, you have
and slowing it down
you have-
like this and giving it a run button and like
I do like the visuals of this game a lot, though.
I like them too. Yeah.
I think
Because
like the Boost trilogy looks better, but this game definitely looks nice.
60
Well,
FPS on
because-
the Wii is gorgeous.
It looks like Naoto Oshima's animations come right off the page. That's what I like about it.
Also, but on the
I don't
note
remember
of what I was saying about the sort of objectivity thing, though, you just kind of got to be like respectful on how you present opinions, because it's like with the way you've been doing, it's pretty good. You're not exactly like, oh, if you hate, like if you like this, you're the worst person ever.
No, and that's kind of one of the central. That's one of the things that I really try to avoid, and like I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like that.
And yeah, as
I
long as
feel like
you're
there are way too many internet video game review people on the internet who do that.
so yeah,
that
I
goes
mean,
back to something I was saying
I'm
yesterday.
tired of cynical assholes. on the
Yeah,
internet.
yeah.
It's something I was saying yesterday about how it's okay to be subjective. The trick is to have objective facts to back subjective opinions. Like,
Yeah.
it's an objective fact that, for example, Arkham Knight has performance problems on PC. That is something that nobody can argue with.
Cheat Freak 47 says, "Now you're literally going in circles, Josh."
Now I literally am. Can anybody
But,
remember what you're supposed to do here? I remember it took me quite a while to figure out.
I don't
I think
ever
you're
recall having a
supposed to-
problem.
Maybe I think I need to go to the other platform. There's two of
Wait,
these.
wait. Jump on top of the, yeah.
Hang on just a second. I need to go to the end. There's two platforms. There's two of the big cylindrical platforms here, and I need to be on the other one. Yeah.
Yeah,
this is-
basically, just to close what I was saying, as long as you're not like super rude about it, I think you can be as opinionated as you want.
On the
Well,
other
I think
hand,
the
there's
problem with a lot of reviews is that they don't keep an open mind. Like some of those
Yeah,
Sonic
yeah.
Generation reviews I read were like, "Oh boy, it's another Sonic game. This sucks," and they're
Like,
not even really seeing the game for what it
Oh yeah,
is.
yeah, totally.
like I saw people
Well, on the other
saying.
hand-
Go ahead.
you have reviews like EGM's review of Sonic Generations. If anyone happened to read that, it complained about the 360 and PS3 version, that the levels were literally exactly the same as the Genesis
know!
and Dreamcast
God, I
games.
was
It's like, what the fuck?
Like-
That's not remotely true.
Like, this is
Wait,
your
which-
real job, you know? You're getting paid. You're making a living doing this.
It always does kind of feel like, I mean, not always, but it does kind of feel sometimes like it's. I lost completely what I was saying.
I thought
Well,
that you were
I-
going with that, like, Sonic gets the short end of the stick. Like, people are...
I was really just gonna say like people who get paid tend to not. I don't know. There's like a lack of passion in some
It is-
aspect.
Like, I
It
think...
Yeah.
especially annoys me when
I think that
these
lack of passion is
people,
more personal.
these fans and these people who write reviews, they act like they know more about what to do with Sonic than these paid professionals in charge of the series.
Well, perhaps
like,
they
It's
do
like
in
I
all
haven't even
fairness.
played the game. That review felt like someone watched a trailer and that was it.
Yeah. It's like, I think, again, I don't mean to keep throwing GameSpot under the bus here, but I do think it was them. Like, there was some media outlet that reviewed Unleashed worse than they reviewed Sonic 06. And I'm like, you are not being fair.
Or there was Jim Sterling who reviewed Colors worse than he reviewed Sonic 4.
Yeah.
He got a lot of hate for that.
I mean, I know I said this in the chat, but it bears repeating.
What, because
man,
it was 3D?
man, the levels in Sonic Colors look so good. I mean, it's not even HD, and I just still can't get over how good they look.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
It's
Well,
really
well,
really aesthetics.
Are you talking about Colors, or are you talking about Lost World?
Colors.
Okay.
Yeah, just from watching it in this stream, I'm thinking about how it's not HD, but it feels more Sonic than this. Like this game looks better technically,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have quite the feel.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I had
but-
that same argument when this game first came out.
Yeah. Oh, but thinking of the reviews, I want to know if anyone else had this opinion. I found that as I've gotten older, that I can't read not totally objective reviews anymore, like an IGN or a GameSpot, where they're just trying to give the most general review.
Oh yeah,
I found
hardly
myself
ever
listen to
I
more
hardly ever
YouTube
read
people
stuff like that
who,
anymore.
yeah, I
Except
can't.
I mean,
IGN doesn't even pull
it
it
just
off.
doesn't
If they
interest
were
me anymore.
actually objective, that'd be different. But they claim to aim for that objectivity, and then they give Wind Waker a bad review for too much water. Or not Wind Waker. That was Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Well, to
It was
be fair,
something.
Listen.
to be fair,
Wind Waker actually did have too much water.
Wind Waker
I-
has a rather large amount of water.
Look, I'm
But I
gonna
mean,
bitch
this-
here for a second, okay?
this
If
right
you, if
here
you
is
watched my
correct,
last
man.
video, you know I've poured over every single detail of Hoenn.
Yeah.
I can tell you this game does not have much water. I've been to every single city. I've talked about it all in detail. I have an entire map of all the cities in Google Earth. I can open right now. I have it all laid out.
Yeah, if you
There's
haven't
only
seen
like
it, or you
there's only like two water cities in the entire game. 75% of the freaking game is completely on land. I don't understand people's complaint
Yeah,
with that.
if you guys haven't seen it, or if you missed the critique episode on it or whatever, the main thing that GamesBrain is doing right now is like a walkthrough of all of the Pokemon world and comparing it to our own world, basically, and it's really really neat. It's one of those ideas that I see it and I'm like, I can't believe nobody's ever thought of doing this before. This is really cool.
You know,
Yeah,
the one
like,
thing,
this stream is delaying the Sinnoh episode, but I don't care. I'm interested.
Actually, I think Game Theory has touched on it sometimes.
Yeah, they've probably touched on it sometimes, but I mean like going like city by city and being that in depth about it.
Yeah, game theory has more stuff like the Pokemon world and how it relates to the real world, like historically, like people are Pokemon, and it's more about Pokemon history. Mine is more like a geography series where I'm looking at all the cities and taking you through.
Yeah, I thought it was so
what they're all
interesting.
based on.
Because like I knew that all the Pokemon like regions were based on real world locations, but I never knew that it was like that in depth about it. You know, I never knew that like
It's pretty freaky. Like looking at the Sinnoh map, you know those 3 lakes.
I never
They are
noticed.
dead on. 3 lakes, mountain in the center. I could just imagine like standing at them and looking and seeing, you know, the legendary Pokemon right there.
I
Did
like
you-
Cheat Freak 47 said, "This is so Mario." Wow.
Wow, such
You're
Mario.
gonna get used to that.
Yeah.
Neo Tails is back, I guess.
Okay. Let me.
He's been in the call for a while, but I don't think he said anything for a little bit.
How did he?
Nope, he hasn't.
How did he come back?
I don't-
I thought I dropped him from the call.
I thought you did too.
How did he get back in? That's mysterious.
The calls are coming from inside the house.
No,
I hear farting.
Wait, farting?
someone let him back in when he got his mic fixed. I can't remember.
That's
who.
fine. No
Is
big
it-
deal.
I
Is
hear
it
him
still?
now.
Is it still fine?
I can.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
we can
good.
hear
It
you.
sounds a lot better. Yeah.
okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so we got Neo Tails.
Neo Tails, introduce yourself. I don't think I actually know you.
Oh, well, it's glad to meet all you at the stream, and it's nice knowing new people.
Yep.
But who are you?
Oh, well, don't have much going around my YouTube and all that stuff. Really, I just like watching stuff like this you guys do. It's
Well, then-
fun.
He's just a dude.
He's a dude. He's Neo Tails. Okay, how did, if you happen to remember, how did you find the Geek Critique in the first place?
I remember. I was looking up Smash Brothers videos and I found yours because I was actually quite interested in your retrospective of the Smash series.
Well, that's really cool
history.
because, like, that's cool that you sort of like took a chance on it without there being a hook there. I feel like that's part of my problem, honestly. But
I've been trying to remember how I first found your channel. I
first
can't
found-
even recall.
I first found Geek Critique through Sonic Retro when he advertised his first Sonic retrospective there.
Same thing, but replace Sonic Retrospective with like the Sonic Adventure Generations
that was
mod.
that was like one of the first things I ever did. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was when we were.
Yeah,
like I said,
mean, it was really refreshing to see someone have a retrospective on Sonic that wasn't completely cynical.
yeah.
Or-
I mean,
Like
I
I've
can
seen
say-
Sonic the what is it? The
Yeah,
Sonic
that thing.
Files. I saw that and I was like, you know what?
I
fuck
thought
this
it was
dude.
entertaining, but I know where you're coming from. It is incredibly cynical.
I mean, I'll admit, just in general, there's like a lot of cynicism, if that's the right way to say that. There's a lot of that on the internet, and it is kind of nice to see someone who's willing to like kind of weigh the
Well, I appreciate that
positives.
people have picked up on that because, like the you know, it's a, sort of a cliche at this point. The Conan O'Brien quote about hating cynicism. I'll use a more recent quote that I heard is from Chad from DK Vine, I believe, and maybe he got it from somebody else. But he said, like, cynicism is the lazy person's depth. Like, I do feel like cynicism, especially when it comes to, like,
Tips Fedora.
Okay, side note, while it's on the stream, I mean, I don't know, the commentary might not match up, but I'm seeing it right now. The female caterpillar is the most random
is there a
thing.
female caterpillar? I'd never noticed.
This
This is
The pink
yes.
one.
Female.
It has
Yes.
eyelashes and everything.
I had never noticed that.
Yeah.
boss
I have
is
eyelashes.
more Mario than anything else in this game so far.
Well, you know, the thing is with like cartoons and video games, you have to purposely give
Yeah.
something eyelashes. You have to go out of your way to give it that.
What is this boss?
No.
Is this a boss?
It's like a mini. It's like a
It's
sort
a
of.
Mario Galaxy
But it-
boss ripoff.
It's just going in circles.
Yeah, you just have to kill 3 of the giant caterpillars.
Nice,
Also-
nice dodge, Josh. I
also-
see you didn't move
also-
at all.
What's weird is that if you notice, isn't its
What?
head? Its head is hitting the hole and creating the shockwave. Wouldn't it just go straight in?
Don't think about it; it'll make your brain hurt.
Welcome to Sonic Team. We make games, I think.
What the fuck is the Sonic?
Sonic Lost World does frustrate me though, because like there's little things sometimes that I see, like little flashes of brilliance in it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
like,
the thing.
like this
with,
kind of running section here. I like this feel. I like that you can go left or right, and that gives
Like,
you your different paths. But
I mean-
like that boss encounter,
Like
kind
I
of
feel like
blew
the
my
development
brain.
team was capable of so much more, you know?
yeah, I mean, I could say that of like a lot of things they do is that it feels like they really could just have such fantastic things, and
But you know, they might be doing that. I mean, last year we had a boom game, and this year we had a boom game, and the year before that there was
Lost World
Lost World before that.
and All Stars Racing
And-
Transformed was before
I really
Yeah.
hope.
My
really-
point is, we've gone. 2015 is going to be the second year in a row without a big Sonic game for consoles.
I kind of do hope that means like
Oh, yeah,
longer
definitely.
dev time.
I
do too.
It looks
hope
like
so.
it looks
I get
like
the
Cheat
impression
Freak.
that's.
Oh, sorry, finish.
I get the impression that's why that they wanted an extra branch
Hey
of the
guys,
series
am I
to
late?
begin with, was so that they could pull off that.
Like
Yeah. And by the way, Cheat Freak has a nice straw poll in the forums saying, "What is Sonic Lost World?" You can pick from Mario, 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 Mario,
I'm shocked
Mario,
that
Mario, or
DuckTales
Mario.
isn't an option.
I'll pick. I'll pick
Yeah,
Mario.
It's Sonic Extreme.
It is not Sonic
Sorry.
Extreme.
BKMe's isn't
It,
here
it,
anymore.
it seems like it is though.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the concepts from
No,
Sonic
I know.
Extreme, it looks
I
very
was
similar.
actually really
What's-
disappointed because, like, when
They-
screenshots of it first came out, they were like, "Oh, they're taking from Sonic Extreme," and then I think there was an interview with somebody in the development team that was like, "No, we didn't. That was not on purpose."
I
Oh,
could've
I'm back,
swore-
by the way.
I could have swore the
Welcome
I
back.
could have swore the interview it sounded almost like what's Sonic Extreme? Is it something you eat?
I've had people ask Psychonauts before.
But
Sonic-
Chris Sen has only worked on one thing since Sonic Extreme.
Uh-huh.
That would be
Sonic
Sonic
Boom.
Boom, or I should
Yeah.
say one thing in this franchise, Sonic Boom.
Oh, I remember what you have to do here.
It's really hard to believe he's.
If only they had
attached to
shared the same face.
Sonic Extreme
makes-
is a really sad case.
that. It makes me wonder though,
It's a
if he had stuck
Well,
with
it killed-
Extreme, would it have been good?
People think it killed the
Oh.
Saturn, but I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too.
the one thing about Sonic Extreme that's been said a bunch is that it's a really good novelty, but I really do think Sonic Adventure was
Here's
the
thing,
better
I kind of
first
like
3D
it a
Sonic
little bit.
game.
Like I said when I did the Sonic 1 retrospective, that's like one of the big points there was like the people are like, "Oh, it's just Mario but faster," but no, it's not. Sonic could not have been done right on 8-bit hardware, and I know there's like so Mari.
Hopping on clouds.
I mean, there's also like the Master System game.
Well, that's true enough.
Look, I'm going to speak up for people who are Sonic retarded like me. What is Sonic Extreme?
Sonic
Uh,
Extreme is a
Extreme
canceled
Saturn.
game for the Saturn. It was being directed by Hirokazu Yasuhara, the same guy who directed the original Genesis classics. It was still being designed by Yuji Naka, and it was still being, and Naoto Oshima was still a part of it too. Then it got canceled, and those guys either moved to Sonic Adventure
Well, no,
or
they were working on
jumped
Nicer
ship
about that same
entirely.
time, weren't they?
Also, it should be mentioned that Sonic Extreme had a really, 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 really
yeah.
troubled
Basically,
development.
Some
That's
guy
the-
I
caused
thought
thought
the Saturn did not
Hold up a
have,
second.
inexplicably, by the way, did not have like a big, like a Sonic platformer, an iconic Sonic platformer, and Sonic Extreme is the reason. It was supposed to be that game.
Hold up. I thought Yuji
The way-
Naka wasn't in development on Sonic Extreme, and in fact was pissed because they kind of stole the Knights
I've
engine
never
to
heard
make
that
it.
Yuji Naka was ever
Yeah.
involved with Sonic Extreme.
I thought he was. I thought
No,
he
he was
working
not.
on it.
If I
Okay,
recall
I
correctly,
guess I got that
he actually
wrong. Sorry.
threatened to leave Sega because they gave the Sonic Extreme team the Knights engine that he made without his permission,
Yeah,
and
that's
he threw a
correct.
hissy
Like,
fit about it.
However, it was directed by Hirokazu Yasuhara. He did
Okay.
have stuff to do with that.
Yeah,
play the Zelda
okay.
level yet?
Actually, I might not
Okay,
play this level because this is basically just a
Blaze-
boss rush. I remember this.
Blaze Chance is apparently confirming for me. It says, I'm pretty sure that the development team did actually say
Yeah,
none
and
of
that was
us
so
knew about the
disappointing
game.
because I think the community, like the old school community especially, was like there was such hope that like, wow, this is being made by people who know about Sonic Extreme. That's so awesome. And they're like, no, not really.
It's always like weird to, I mean, I know it kind of makes sense, but it's always kind of weird to just have someone, you're like someone working on some, like a game, for instance, and you know more about it than they do. I was like, oh, right. And I mean, it was kind of like the kind of moment a lot of people had where Reggie Fils-Aimé was playing Smash Brothers at the Nintendo
Yeah.
World Championships. And people, it just kind of dawned on people, Reggie
And
doesn't
Hungry
really
Box
play.
Yeah.
destroyed him.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I couldn't watch that.
I feel kind of like I didn't expect Reggie to win, but I was kind of sad he didn't put up a
I
better
understand
fight.
it. Smash Brothers takes some dedication to get good at. I believe Reggie when he says he does play other Nintendo games.
But he was great when he just took the most massive dump on him at the end. He said, "You know what? I run a multi-million-dollar company. You
I know
play
that.
Smash."
I was like, that's a bit of a weird PR move, but okay.
that was like
the
just I
weirdest
wanted to
thing
do
I
at
thought
the
about
end of
the
that
Nintendo World
episode.
Championships was, I thought that the fact that Kevin Pereira was hosting it.
One thing I thought was really sorry.
Kevin Pereira.
Kevin Pereira, you guys remember?
G4? Was that G4 Kevin Pereira?
Yes,
Oh God, was he the one with on the show with Olivia Munn?
yes.
You see, I
And then eventually
remember
Alice
Olivia
Hayslip.
Munn. Go figure.
Well,
But
she
the one-
quit about halfway through the running of Attack of the Show, and then she got replaced by Alison Hayslip. And then sometimes Chris Hardwick would fill in
I
for
don't have a
them.
whole lot of memory of G4 at all, but
You know-
I remember Tech TV really well.
Do you remember
Uh,
Code Monkeys?
Yeah. Actually,
Yes.
at one time, the first episode of
That-
Code Monkeys was completely free on Xbox Live. Yeah.
That's awesome. Because that show is the single greatest 8-bit show ever made.
Also,
By the way,
What a-
Neo
what a legacy.
Tales, I'm sorry, but I do not wish to add you on Skype. I have too many contacts as it is.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
Yeah, no.
I just added everyone I could on here just so I could keep in
No,
touch
it's a
with you
legit.
guys.
It's a legit thing. Like
But
we are gonna
since
have
it
to do
seems-
something if we keep doing this about the fact that like we're getting like we're getting so many people like all in this chat room on Skype basically. We might
Yeah.
have to set up some kind of like a TGC inner circle chat.
Yeah.
Inner circle jerk.
That too.
let's not, please.
And I remember someone actually went out their way to actually make a demo of Sonic Extreme usable on
I know,
modern
it's so
computers.
awesome.
That act-
That's one of the most cool
Yeah.
things.
I think he's actually going to try to make the
Is he?
whole game.
Oh yeah.
I have my doubts that that's going to get completed, but
Well,
I
that's-
hope that it does.
That's a perfectly
'Cause
valid thing to have a doubt
I'd love to
about,
play that.
is whether or not a fan game is going to get finished.
I mean, Like, the only one I know right offhand, like, the only, or two, is, like, Sonic Axiom, was it? And then, like, Sonic Classic 1.
Combo Man 777 wants to know, how do people get added to the Skype call? Basically just...
Well,
Go
first
on.
you must pass the initiation.
Or
We
donate
must
50 bucks.
we must make the blood pact.
Right now,
You
we're
must
a little
pledge
forward
your
to having
allegiance
more
Oh yeah, I
Sonic.
never talked about Sonic. I cringe a little bit every time people say Sonic. and
Have you seen
let me
Ultimate
explain.
Skyrim?
and maybe this isn't the case for.
That's a lot of
maybe
one-ups.
this isn't the case for like all Sonic fans or anything, but like, let's say, and one of my Steven's a redhead, so this is how I explained it to him. So, if you're a redhead, then you're constantly gonna hear jokes about, oh, redheads have no soul, redheads get burned in the sun, and it's not gonna be funny to you, yeah. Sonic was hilarious to me the first time I saw it when I saw the original video, and probably for about 6 months after that. But the problem is, I talk about Sonic exponentially more than most people talk about Sonic. And every time that happens now, somebody's like, oh yeah, Sonic, you're playing Sonic. I used to play Sonic. I'm like, God, shut up! It's just, the joke has gotten, like, almost artificially overdone for me because of that.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'll never do it again. Please don't hurt me.
It's like seeing a meme used on like popular television or like on news or something by
Or
someone
the
who clearly
Splatoon
isn't-
Miiverse.
It's like
Or
how
the Xbox E3 conference.
people who are out of touch think over
Yeah.
9000 is funny
It's
because
like
it was really funny like 5 years ago.
it's like
I still think it's funny.
you gotta. It's all about those dank maymays to be up with the times. Okay.
This is it.
As a-
Peak critique
as
covers
a-
Ocarina
Yep,
of Time.
As in, I
Yep,
knew this
counts
was
as a geek
Ocarina
critique
of
for
Time.
Ocarina of Time right
I
here.
am so upset that they didn't make this an alternate outfit for Sonic and
Like
Smash.
you
Why
guys
can't
told
these
me
other
earlier.
kids
You
stop?
guys told me this wasn't Ocarina of Time. I knew it was Ocarina of Time.
Am I the only one
Also-
who's really upset that this wasn't an alternate outfit for Sonic and
That would have been
Smash?
pretty funny, but
Yeah.
That would have been great.
I'm kind of just sad in general that Smash didn't have more alternate outfits. I mean, I know that's more dev time, but there's so many like little references you could do as alternate outfits.
Yeah, they
I mean,
missed
as-
so many. They missed so many points with Ryu by not giving him Akuma, Ken, or Dan.
I mean, like
Yeah.
it's kind of obvious because the Mii fighters are getting a bunch of really funny costumes. Like you're getting one from Virtua Fighter for
yeah, you're getting
Two,
Jackie and
actually.
Akira.
yeah, like
I'm actually disappointed that this is not DLC for Sonic and the Black Knight.
That the Zelda level isn't. Oh yeah, because you have the sword. That'd be cool.
I'm
Yeah.
That
I'm
was
not.
great.
I'm not because I think this is a more fun game.
I also think it's a
So-
fun game.
Oh, it's a
That's
much
not
more
saying
fun game.
much.
I mean,
speaking of
Sonic and the Black Knight is at least more Sonic.
Which is saying a lot considering he has a sword.
Yeah. You
Sword
remember
and
when?
Snarks.
You remember, Josh? Do you remember on Sonic Retro when Sonic and the Black Knight first got showed, and it was just Sonic holding a sword? The outrage from the community was just
I don't
glorious.
think I joined Retro at
Like-
that point. Had I? Hang on.
I
Okay,
I do
I had
remember
joined
that.
Retro,
It
but I
was
wasn't
just
on there much. I was
amazing.
still mostly back on Sonic Eats Rings.
I like how it
Also-
wasn't just a sword; it was a It was a sword that snarks.
well, also, I just as an aside, I just want to mention that I really love the idea of like this level, and I wish people would do this kind of thing more.
and this
What,
right here is
crossover
just
really neat,
platformers?
yes.
Also, it's just like, oh, I've never seen. I don't think I've ever like watched a gameplay of this level before. By the way, because I always meant to just play it myself,
Oh,
but never got around to it.
for you.
This is like one of the only times.
Oh, it's really not. You're really
Sonic ever has
not.
a health meter.
You're really not because I was probably never gonna get around to it. When I do play my Wii U, it's usually for Tropical Freeze
Kovar,
lately.
I like your reaction to how often do you guys stream? Once a year. That has been true
It's
so
true,
far,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Well, the problem
Hopefully, that's
the
going to
problem
change.
has
though.
been mostly that, like, of course, last year the stream wasn't all that, like, there wasn't this kind of crowd in there. I think the most we legit had was, like, maybe 11 people, but the channel was a lot smaller back then.
but I
Yes,
was
you
there
were.
regardless.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't. I
Well,
didn't
that's
know
okay,
who
I mean,
you were
it's-
back then.
Yeah, for large chunks of last year, we had like
Yeah.
4 people watching for like
Yeah,
several
it was
hours
a
at a
much smaller
time.
thing.
And we liked it that way.
And the thing is, like, generally every
Back
time
in
I've thought
42.
about, you know, sort of streaming and trying to make that a bigger thing, I'm like, but the time I spend doing this would be much better spent working on the geek critique, you know, working on the actual.
I say that, like, replace working on videos with programming,
Yeah.
and I say that about everything, but then I still don't do it. It's really weird.
And then it's like I'm still doing this instead of making episode 5. Of course, I'm also waiting on someone's lines, so there's that.
Just the average procrastination, like making up reasons why you shouldn't do this shit. Like, oh well, I could program right now, but this episode of SpongeBob SquarePants is on.
And I do that all the time too. It's like, okay, I'll play one more round of Splatoon and then I'll work on the geek critique. And one more round of Splatoon, one more round of Splatoon. I'll work on it tomorrow.
I mean,
Well,
that's
if we make it just maybe a weekend thing, or
Yeah,
even a once a
I
month
think that would
thing,
be a lot
I think it'd
more,
be neat.
a lot more viable, because maybe I need to look at it less as like a little bit less as like taking away from time I would be working on the geek critique, and more like time that I would be spending playing video games anyway. I think that's how a lot of people who stream look at it.
And
Yeah,
it can also be advertising, because there's people, occasionally you're going to find strangers who see what game you're playing. It's like, hey, I like Sonic. They wander in here and then they get to know who you are. And that is advertising for your channel.
That's
I think
true.
I think it
Okay.
might be a good idea to just keep it varied, like stream different
Like, I have-
games.
Yeah.
Or
And-
play as different
we
characters.
could have
That would be
multiplayer
very
nights.
cool. And I have talked before about, like, I said if this was successful, and this has been successful. It hasn't been, like, maybe it hasn't been financially successful, but in terms of being a fun event that I think people are enjoying, it's been very successful. And I think that's the really important thing. So,
Hell, why don't we stream when we play
That
through
would be
Metal
a lot
Gear
of fun,
Solid
yeah.
Peace Walker?
Oh, gosh. I still haven't beat that game.
Yeah,
I haven't-
Josh
I
and I
have-
were talking about co-oping that on the PS3.
yeah,
so
because, like,
I'd be up for
the
that.
reason I haven't beaten it is because I've been waiting for somebody to play co-op with me.
I just
I
think
mean-
I wish I'd
And
known
here
that.
I am.
I wish I'd known that before.
because I mean, me and Josh live in the same state. We can
Well,
probably
didn't-
meet up.
Are you the one that I looked up where you
can
live?
play it
Weren't you the
online,
one that I
though.
saw?
That's the
You
thing.
live as far away as you possibly can from me and still be in Tennessee. Like,
That's
I
true.
live in
I
the
do.
upper east corner and you live in the lower west corner.
Yeah, I guess
Tennessee's
that
a
might
pretty
be a
long state.
problem. Yeah.
So are
I
you
am
done
done
with
with Lost
Lost
World,
World
yes.
then?
No,
Are you
I'm
done
not
with the
done
stream
with
for
the stream
tonight?
tonight. There's
No, we still got Generations.
We still
I
have
th-
Generations.
Did we
And don't
do
forget
the-
Omo
oh,
Show
yeah.
Edition.
Did we do the Lava Mountain yet? I was
Did we do the what
very
now?
distracted.
He decided not
Yeah,
to
he
do the
did
level.
Are you going to Omo
yes,
Show Edition?
in fact, I'll go ahead
Yes,
and do
it's
Omo Show
wonderful.
Edition next, since I got to start up Generations anyway. But
Like I said though, you're probably not going to
Yeah,
be
I
on it
understand.
long.
It's like it only affects like one level, but trust me, it's
okay,
a thing.
you will definitely feel the effects.
Is
You will
Neotail
feel
still
the
there?
sunshine. It will brighten up your day.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Dark Lord Taco wants to know why that UFO was a watermelon. Because Sonic Lost World.
Why
Actually,
is
you
it
know what,
not
before-
watermelon?
I want to know why that
When
tornado
I said earlier
carrying
that
the
there are little
car.
flashes of brilliance in Sonic Lost World, there's always like the moment that I realized that about it was a very specific moment. Let me see if I can figure out the controls, because I would like to show you guys that.
Also, I've actually found out something in Splatoon that even I didn't look. Apparently, there was a contest in Japan to see who would get to see a new costume to be in the game. And the winning costume was a chef outfit.
That's pretty neat, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish
Do
more
you,
stuff
do you
would be
guys
done
have
on
noodle
I mean,
stuff.
I prefer more like Nintendo references stuff. If I could run around Splatoon looking like Samus, that'd be awesome.
I kind of think it's weird that Splatoon's
Right
doing
there.
so
You-
well
you-
in
you-
Japan
you
because
stop-
I don't
you
think
stop
they.
for a second.
I don't think they
Not
like
you guys in the chat, but you guys on the stream. You stopped for a second right before I got hit by an enemy. They actually bothered to give Sonic a waiting animation in midair, and it's hilarious. And I'm like,
they didn't.
God, this.
They didn't quite see that.
You'll get there,
just
but,
yet.
Like, God, this team, like really. Like, it's such a little thing. It's such a cute
I love
little
that.
touch.
I
and
love
I'm like,
it.
God, I wish this team had been allowed to make a real Sonic game. You know.
A midair wait.
Yeah.
You saying this isn't a real Sonic game?
No.
So even Sonic realizes how slow paced it's going.
It's a poor man's Mario Galaxy.
Unfortunately, yeah, it kind of is in a lot of ways. And I don't think I ever
I actually never finished this game. I've been meaning to.
For a game that for all the developers claim they had no idea what Sonic Extreme was, this is still very
there
Sonic
it is.
Extreme.
I love that. I think that's the funniest thing. Like Sonic, that's very, very Sonic.
I've never seen a midair waiting animation before.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, who do you think has better waiting animations, Sonic or Crash Bandicoot?
Crashes are pretty hilarious.
Sonic.
Crash has better death animations.
Well, that's easy
to be
to do.
honest.
I'm gonna go.
Yes, he
with
does.
that. I mean, I used to spend like a lot of lives on Crash 3 just killing myself in random ways.
I think it's funny though.
You need help.
I think the reason that they actually did that was because since the game was so hard, they knew you'd be dying a lot, so they tried to make every single like cause of death have a unique animation to where it wouldn't feel as repetitive.
Whoever sent me the link to Omochao Edition earlier, could you do that? Like, where is that? Because I'm clicking around on Skype.
It's in the Skype chat.
Right.
Just scroll up.
Yeah, I see.
It's a MediaFire link.
Also, I'm kind of depressed I wasn't here for Sonic 2006, but I'm here for Generations, so that makes it.
You're here for the good game and not the bad one.
Close enough.
I just really wish I was playing Mario Galaxy right now.
Let's see. As of
Well,
right,
So do we all most of
Galaxy.
the time.
You very well could be.
as of right now,
I will be playing it for the 10th time ever, since that's like my favorite
By the
video
way,
game.
for
I played through it once,
anybody
and that's
who's missed
it.
it, the all of this, like the entire stream
Like,
from yesterday, and all of the stream from today too, will be on the TGC Classic channel. Yesterday's is already there, so if you want to.
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
I actually
you
went
have
back.
a link to
I actually
TGC
went back,
Classic?
skipped to the part where I joined in, and listened to the whole thing to make sure I didn't sound like
Or
an
you're a
idiot at any
narcissist.
point.
Yeah,
I did
me-
the
me
exact
too.
same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Mostly because I don't hear my own voice that often, and I was like, "What do I sound
Oh,
like?"
it takes some getting used to.
I used to hate my own
It
voice,
takes
but
some
now I've
getting
kind of
used
gotten
to.
used to it.
Everybody hates their own voice
Yeah.
when they first start hearing it. But
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
got
not that
voice
obnoxious,
acting
am I?
Specifically because I hate my
No.
voice.
I have a lot more of an accent than I noticed.
Well, where are you from?
It's a
he's from
secret to
Tennessee,
everybody.
same as I am.
I'm from Minnesota, and I don't go
bet
like,
you're from
"Oh, hey,
Texas."
don't you know?" So accents aren't
what's kinda
always a
funny
thing
is-
based on where you're from.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
Until
a
I
secret to
started doing
everybody.
the Geek Critique with like the Let's Play channel with Kalen and Steven, I had never noticed how much of a southern accent those guys actually have. You know? Yeah.
They really do.
I like how your explanation for not having one was the Sonic cartoon.
It's not my only explanation, but I think it contributed.
Well, I'm surprised you're not more nasally in that case.
Yeah,
Also-
I have less of an accent than many of my friends, but I mean, when I talk, I don't seem like I have an accent, but I'm sure you guys notice.
I don't
I
really
mean,
notice it
sound
so much,
southern.
no.
The thing is,
I don't notice it actually.
The thing is, there's no such thing
I
as
notice
no
it.
accent.
Is everyone here from the South?
I
Including
have an
myself.
accent?
I'm from Kentucky.
I'm from eastern Washington State, about 4 hours from Seattle, and I still have a little bit of southern accent to my voice.
Where did you pick it up?
That's a good question. That's a really
I have
good
an
question.
accent?
I have
I don't
no
feel like I
idea.
have an
Did you
That's
watch
a- that's a
Foghorn
good
Leghorn
answer.
on Looney Tunes when you were a kid? Was he your ideal character? Was he more Sonic to me?
Yosemite Sam.
Boy, I say, boy.
I lived in Texas for 4 years when I was a kid, but that was in San Antonio, and so I would have picked up a Mexican
Yeah,
accent
it's
from
kind
there.
of similar to here actually, because I live nobody knows where Johnson City, Tennessee is. That's not generally known, but this is like a college town. This is a little bit of a bigger town. Like everything, like all the smaller towns around here, anybody from there, they have the southern accent. But most people who grew up here don't seem to.
That's
Do
the
I have
same
an accent?
situation I came from. My city,
Yeah,
in
and
Kentucky,
I can't-
is
Everybody
Yes, I do.
has an accent.
And
I definitely-
if
I
you
don't
go
feel
an
like I
hour
have-
outside of it,
It just doesn't
gets
seem
deep.
like I do.
I'm starting.
Start the game.
I think
I mean,
Yeah,
if you guys didn't know, where would you guys think I was from?
The moon.
Are we bringing this back to DuckTales again?
I think you're from.
Sure.
I would think you're from Pallet Town.
Good answer.
What's the bonus goal for?
Well,
For
the
Generations.
planned bonus goal for Generations was going to be the same as what Sonic 3 was, and that's that I will keep marathoning the levels over and over again,
Play it again.
as long as we keep hitting the bonus goal. But we didn't hit the bonus goal for Sonic
Play the
3.
missions.
I don't think anybody donated the whole time I was playing it. So if we can come up with a better one, that might be a good idea.
Did anybody donate during Lost World?
Start doing mods for it. That's what I would do. Like get character mods, get level mods, do the Mystic
Yeah.
Cave level.
How
mod.
about just
Mystic
play
Cave's amazing.
random fan games?
Yeah, I kind of like both of those really, like mods, hacks, and fan games as a stretch goal or
I
whatever
think
you.
we could do it as a completely separate
I
stream
mean,
sometime.
there's a lot to cover with
Yeah,
that,
that'd be
you know?
great.
We should
I recommend
stream the
Eggman
next
Hates
Sonic
Brains.
Hack Showcase.
Only cover the good fan games. That really reduces it.
It's
Or
It
if
does.
you really want to reduce it, only
Cheat
cover the
Freaks
finished ones.
yeah.
Wait, just what about two?
Cheat Freak suggests the Unleashed project. That'd be a good one. If only I still
Yeah,
had
but-
the penis mod I mentioned earlier, I could show that one off if we hit it.
Uh,
I
I
don't think
don't-
that's a
Put that
good
one on
idea
YouTube.
for Twitch.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
Twitch
a
might
good
not
idea.
like that.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, you thought incorrectly.
I mean, it's not like I mind. It's just I don't think putting that on
Yeah,
Twitch
yeah,
is
I
a very
agree.
good idea.
Oh, I'm
It is on
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't think it's been
Mortal
removed from YouTube.
Kombat slide.
What's that?
A little bit banned.
You can get rid of, or you can get away with a lot of stuff on YouTube if you don't
That's true,
monetize your
that's true.
content. You'd be surprised. Like I've seen an entire playthrough of Project X wind up on YouTube, and nobody's taking it down.
No, the penis mod is still up on YouTube.
Okay. Somebody suggested, how about donators get to choose a mod for you guys to play? Or well, not you guys.
I
but
like
just me.
that.
Yeah, sure, that works. The
I
only tough
like
thing
that
about that
idea.
would be like it has to be one person donating a larger amount, or if you guys can all agree and sort of like come together and do it. Although he then says not that I can donate.
I feel you, man.
I feel like I'm above everyone else right now.
Above?
Above
Oh.
and below and all around.
I'm high as a kite.
Were you guys
Up and
here
down,
yesterday
all
when I first
around.
joined the call?
No,
I'm pretty
I
sure.
was.
I mean, I started watching Sonic around Sonic 1, so probably.
I started
Yes.
watching during
yeah,
Sonic 1.
Tyler got
yeah.
into the call.
When
it-
Basically, the stretch goal for Sonic 4 was that if we got $50, that I would also do a geek critique as part of this upcoming Sonic Marathon. I would also do a geek critique
Yeah.
on Sonic Advance, and that.
And you would also do a critique to him on his channel. And you would also add him to the stream
Well, no, that
for
wasn't
the
the
entirety
stretch
of this
goal on it.
marathon.
But he
Oh,
said
that wasn't
if I
like
fund
that.
it myself, can I get on the Skype call? And I'm like, if you're serious, then I guess so. Okay.
So, did we ever meet the funding for the Bubsy retrospective?
And I
Oh,
think
God.
the funding actually started off a possible huge friend
I
circle.
hope so.
I do too.
I
I'd
don't
love to
hate
work
any
with
of
you in the
as
future.
of yet.
I hate all of you.
Yeah.
Just give it
Okay,
some
we
time.
need to get started here. So bonus goal
Yeah,
for Generations.
probably.
What's it going to be?
Bonus ducks.
Bonus ducks!
How about the bonus goal for Generations as you play Sonic 3 and Knuckles again?
And then if I do that, then the bonus goal
again,
for Sonic
and
3
again.
Knuckles is I play Generations again.
I still
Yes.
say
I
Sonic.
like it.
I still say Sonic Jam for the game com.
I would have to
Fuck
figure
you.
out how to emulate that.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Is somebody dying again?
I think that, I have an idea. How many of you guys have the Sonic Generations PC version?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Okay.
I can't
how
run it.
about we all have a contest to see who can go the farthest in 30-second trial mode?
I don't think I can at the moment, but I may already have some scores on it.
I've
So
never actually done
Keep Freak is saying
30-second
you
trial
can.
mode.
Keep Freak is saying that you
I
can
haven't either.
emulate the Gamecom. I know you can. I would just have to figure out how to do it.
also, it's about time
Yeah,
you did
yeah.
the no way thing. Been waiting
Yeah.
Thank
Didn't-
you. I just
goodness.
got that.
been waiting all
Okay,
stream for that.
I've got a different
Okay.
suggestion. All right, so since you've just done Smash 4, I would like to see you play Smash 4 Classic Mode 9.9 as
I could
Sonic.
do that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I can do it without
Yeah,
dying.
that'd be
I have
great.
before, but I don't know if I can just do it right off. But I would be willing to do it.
I say the same exact thing.
That would
but
actually be a lot
Ganondorf.
easier for me, to be honest with you.
Ganondorf
Yeah.
is not a hard character
Yeah.
to play if you know how to play him.
How about
The
if
issue
stretch
being
goal
that I
never
do
fits me
not.
in Smash.
Sonic Mike 2
can't
says,
believe
"No way!
this."
I
Yes.
can't believe this."
Oh, he's not gonna get
Right,
away
the bonus
with
goal
this.
is if we gain a mere $130, Josh can get a 3DS capture card. That's a good bonus goal. I like that one.
How about for every $5 donated, we play a different Sonic Generations mod?
Okay, what
How
is
about
the
for every $5 donated, we play a different Sonic fan thing?
Something like that could work.
Uh,
Retro64Z wants to
when
know what
Tails-
streaming program I'm using. It's XSplit. It is the one that you have to pay $15. Like you have to pay $5 a month for it, basically. But it's very easy to use. I like it.
How about
If
this?
you want a free one, you should use OBS. If you want to pay, this is easier to use. A little less technically able. It can't do quite as much, but it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to use.
Josh, I could just mail you my 3DS
Do you have
capture
one?
card.
Oh, you
No.
I thought you were serious. Damn it, man. Well, now I hate someone on the
We
chat.
could we could we can make the goal when
Tails gets
bored.
bored, I like that one.
Oh,
All right,
God.
how about this? Like anyone who does $5, like write it in your PayPal message and writes in their PayPal message what Sonic related thing we should play. this could get dangerous.
I like how
long
you
as-
said that.
And I'm not saying that we play the whole thing, by the way. I'm not committing to like beating anything, but we will try anything you want us to try. Or I guess I will try, because that's what's really going on here.
And if you donate $10,
I will
That you can
try.
reasonably get a hold of, because otherwise someone's going
That's
to put
true.
something super obscure that isn't
And
emulated.
provides a download
All right,
link of
you know
some
what?
kind.
You know what? I'm gonna donate right now.
for what? What do you want? What do you want us to do?
Do Eggman hates furries.
We've
Didn't we
talked
do
about it
that
now,
already?
but I don't want to sit here. I like that game would take me about an hour and a half to beat. Like it can't be anything. Like I'll give it. We'll play anything
Well,
for like
I mean,
like 10 minutes minimum, but probably not a whole lot more than that.
Oh, not
No.
so you won't play the whole
That's-
game then?
That would take a long
I'll
time.
screw that then.
yeah, we know what your motivation is.
I'm keeping me money.
Yeah, you want to see the ending. I know what happens in the ending.
I don't.
You should play it.
Maybe I
It's
should
actually a
download
really
that.
good game, and
As long as nobody suggests Five Nights at Sonic's, I'm good.
Is that a thing? Is that really
That
a
is
thing?
a thing.
on
Oh,
one hand,
no.
I kind of had the "is that a thing" reaction, but on the other hand, I'm like, I'm not surprised.
and it can
Yeah,
be
same here.
What
There's
bothers
Five
me?
Nights at the Krusty Krab. There's
Yeah,
Five
what-
Nights at Wario's.
What
there's-
what? Okay, two things I
I
gotta
do
say
need to
about
be
that.
careful.
First of
Hang on a
all,
second.
I actually am on the. I actually use the same forum as the Five Nights at Wario's guy. And second thing I want to say is it kind of bothers me how so many of these I haven't seen one of these Five Nights at Freddy's fan games that's just like a complete parody. Because I thought Five Nights at Wario's would have been hilarious.
You
if
want a
it did-
parody? Look at One Night at Flumpty's.
even then, that seems like it's at least trying to be a little
Okay.
scary.
How about this?
I just
How
want
about
something
this
that's
idea?
completely ridiculous.
$5 to play a Sonic.
That's
game.
Sorry,
Five
$5
Nights
to
at
do what now?
Anime.
$5 to play any Sonic related thing, like you said. But how about $15 to
That's
play the whole thing?
still kind of low, you know? You know what I mean?
That depends, because some of them
Yeah.
can take a
And-
long
and-
time. Like $15 to beat Sonic for both
Exactly.
episodes? Hell no.
Well, yeah,
We
but
already
you,
did
you,
those.
Well, that's
Okay,
not
see,
a
it's
fan
I
game.
example.
did change it a little bit because I just made it any Sonic related fan game or fan hack. Like you can't make me do things I've done before.
Is there any such thing as a non-fan hack?
Good point.
What
Good point.
about
Oh, I
Sonic
got an
before
idea.
and after the sequel?
I got an
It
idea.
depends how you define fan.
And I guess
Hang on.
if you want
Hang on.
to see Sonic 1 GBA for like 10 minutes, that would work too. I would consider that horrible enough to be a fan hack.
Okay,
Do I have
Josh,
$5?
give me a minute to go to sonicretro.org and find the worst
To do
Sonic
what now?
fan hack ever.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
I remember this one Sonic hack called like Sonic 3 Seguedos or something, and that was pretty amazing.
I've played a lot of them.
Okay,
Have you
I'm
ever
about to
played
be-
Sonic
yes.
in
I
Paint?
think so. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
In like Sonic Painto edition.
Oh, hang on. I need to turn
No,
on
it's
Omocho,
just
don't I?
called Sonic in Paint.
Retro64Z wants to know if Sonic Shuffle would now be possible.
God damn it.
But you'd barely get into it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you would get to the title screen maybe. Hey, so for this Omocho edition, do I need to turn Omocho hints on, or do I also need to?
Yes, you do.
Do I need to turn control
You turn-
tutorial
Yes.
on?
I don't think so.
I'll
no.
turn it on anyway just to be safe. I do usually turn it off, but I need to
Okay.
go to Green Hill Act 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
And by the way,
Let's go.
By the way, does the stream still look okay to everyone? I'm just gonna run
Oh,
around.
It looks
Great.
great.
Looks fine
Yeah.
to me.
I
Check your
completely
email.
forgot this game has 3D functionality.
Yeah. By the way, I need to
So-
turn off the delay. I just
Is there
remembered.
any good points about Sonic Runners besides the roulette wheel?
It has classic Sonic.
If you can unlock it, which takes forever to do because it's all chance.
Yeah.
I've
I
said
feel
it.
like you might have just gotten a donation.
Okay, I'll check in a second.
I mean, I've said it. I've said it a few times, but I think Runner's is fun. It's just the freemium stuff that kind of hampers.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Okay, I did
I mean-
just hear my Android thing go off.
Unlike Dash, which I don't feel has a lot of depth or anything to it.
Kovar, Andrew Kovarubius has donated $5. Thank you, Kovar, whoever you are. So I am gonna have to play at least 10 minutes of Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Because I am an asshole, and I really wanted to see you play that.
But all this stuff will come after Generations, to be clear.
Okay.
This
That's
should be
fine. That's
interesting.
fine. I'll still be here.
I know, but I'm
Now, I apologize in advance for making you play this. You'll see in a minute.
okay. In the meantime,
wait.
I'm gonna go ahead and get into Sonic Generations Omochao Edition. I guess it's called. The mod itself was called Omochao Hill Zone, so that kind of worries me.
Just play Green Hill Act 2. If
Yeah.
it works, you'll know.
Yeah. Hang on, I need to turn up my volume to experience this, I think.
Here we go.
It starts. I need to have.
choppy.
It's what?
It was choppy for a second. It
It-
just needed a
It's
second.
better now. Which,
It's all the
Yeah,
Omo
that's much
Chow.
better now.
Oh,
It's
this
almost
is
the-
fantastic.
It's all- the game can't handle this level of Omo Chow.
keep going.
Oh my god, this is wonderful. Thank you for telling me to do this.
Oh my god.
It's amazing.
Every ring is replaced with an Omochao.
I can
Oh,
count the
that's-
frames.
When is
Oh
it
my
going
There's
to
like 3.
Yeah, the choppiness here is not because of like the stream lagging or anything. It's because there's so many Omochaos on screen.
Omochao
can't
killed the
handle-
stream.
You can't handle this level of Omo Chow.
Oh, this is hilarious. I can't believe I didn't know about this already. Oh, and I'm out of boost, of course, because I've not been picking up rings.
I can't hear what they're saying. Are they giving like the same hints they always do?
Yeah, it sounds like they're all saying the same thing.
I mean, to be fair, them saying different things wouldn't be nearly as annoying.
Yeah.
The
One
Dark
thing
Lord
I-
Taco approves.
One thing I have like really always appreciated about the Sonic fan community is how like I don't feel like any other community has this kind of technical creativity. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it comes from the fact that like we've been like so much of the community's origins come from like discovering the Sonic 2 beta and digging into that. So it got a lot of really technically minded people. But like I've always loved all the hacking contests, all the like even the crappy fan games, just
Like this?
like this. I've always really appreciated this aspect of the Sonic fan community. I like how Mega G Wolf got pissed off about it though.
Somebody apparently just donated for Smash 4.
That was me.
It's game brain.
Yeah.
Alright, that's cool. That works for me. That I'll attempt Sonic on 9.9 then.
Hold on a
I
second.
figure it's pretty short.
What was just said? Something about Mega G Wolf?
Oh, I was talking about you said that Mega G Wolf like couldn't stand this and got mad about it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second to link my PayPal account with my bank.
Yeah, no worries. Oh god, I don't know if the game's gonna hold up.
You know, I think this is what hell sounds like.
God, like even on the results screen, they're still flying around Sonic.
That's amazing.
The ride never ends.
Indeed.
Whoever made this, I commend you.
What's that?
Whoever made this, I commend you.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Unfortunately, that's all there is to it.
Why
Unfortunately,
can't the whole game
quote
be like
unquote.
this?
Well, I mean, unfortunately for us,
Yeah.
I'm sure Josh is quite happy.
Well, it's not so much. It would just get kind of old, like playing through every level like that. I think.
Yeah, especially
It's
with
a
no
good one-off.
rings, so if you get hit
Exact-
once, you're screwed.
Exactly why it would be so amusing.
Yeah.
Random T Bush is asking if 9.0 is the maximum Smash 4. I thought it was 9.9.
I think
Am I crazy?
No, I think
No,
it
it-
is 9.
It's 9.0.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Random T. Bush the guy who found the files in Smash 4? Like, for the content before it came
Who
out?
is?
For Ryu
Huh?
and... Like,
Hey,
Random...
Josh,
Yeah.
next time you boot up the Wii U, let me know. We'll register each
Okay.
other.
I'll be doing it very soon because I'll have to play Smash Brothers. Remember?
Oh, yeah, right. Well, let me know when you do, and we'll register each
Okay,
other.
Yeah, Cove.
I'd like to see what you got in Smash.
I could get in on that as well.
Yeah, GamesBrain donated $10 actually.
Ooh.
Big money, big money.
Well, thank you very much, GamesBrain.
All right, what does Games Brain want us to play?
Well,
Did he
yeah, he said it was
Smash?
Yeah, Smash 4. I want to see him
Smash.
play.
Okay, and
Sonic.
then I also got
Okay, I also donated $5.
then I also got one from Michael Ratzlaff. I think that's somebody in the chat because he said, yeah, Sonic Mike 2 said donutted, so that must be it.
Widespread Gamers. Did you guys see that Ryu
What?
might
Really?
come to Smash?
Aw, man.
Rio has,
The sarcasm was lost on me, I guess.
So that brings us up to 290 then.
yeah.
Josh, did you see my
Yeah,
donation?
Well, hang on. There's a lot coming in. This was a pretty good idea, I think.
Random T-Bush, why wouldn't you be proud of that? Being able to data mine like that is an
Yeah.
incredibly good skill.
Michael Ratzlaff says that... this is from Main Memory. I recognize that name from Sonic Retro. And he wants us to play, and he's linked to something called Sonic 2 Secret Rings Control. I don't think I know what that is.
Oh,
oh
I
god,
did.
I know what that is.
And,
I'm surprised it's not just a Well, I suppose they're different things, but I'm surprised it wasn't
yeah,
just
and
Secret
Ben,
Rings edition.
Ben, I did get yours, but you didn't write in what you wanted me to do. So I don't know.
I know.
It's okay.
I messed up. I didn't write it, but here it is. I'm gonna link
Okay.
it in the
That's
Skype.
fine.
Sonic and Tails in Paint. What is that? Oh God, this.
You shouldn't. You should probably link the direct download link in Skype so that he doesn't have to accidentally read it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get on these Generations levels now. No.
Oh, did you already see it? Okay.
Yeah, link the direct download link to it.
Okay, I just linked the direct download link.
I will remove
and
that
I'm
link.
also going to put the direct download link to Secret Rings Control in there.
Kovar, could you message me directly on Skype with any download links that anybody provides that I'll have to go to?
Instead of in the group
just to keep it all consolidated, because I guess if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And then for anybody who wants to donate as well, make sure. I've
got a friend watching who isn't in the chat who says one of you sounds like an actor from Criminal Minds.
Is it me?
Which one
I don't know.
is it?
Sonic 2 Super Rings Control Super Ultra Turbo Championship Edition Episode 2 and Knuckles.
Oh god, that reminds me of Dead Rising Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Summer Edition EX Plus Alpha.
And
Single greatest name for a piece of DLC ever.
And Knuckles featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Oh god, I forgot to turn Omocho off, damn it. I knew I was gonna do that.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just as a word of warning, I'm expecting to be a little bit rusty, particularly on the Act 1s.
Why aren't you playing with Super Sonic?
I never play with Super Sonic, he's boring.
Can I see your Sonic styles?
Yeah.
Okay, why aren't you playing with the skateboard then? Better question.
Because he's cool. I remember when Retro flipped the fuck out over seeing Classic Sonic.
Oh yeah, I remember those days. I kind of missed when this game launched.
I flipped the fuck out over seeing Classic Sonic.
Well, because there was there was a really passionate article written on Sonic Retro, we did it, guys! We did it!
I honestly never understood the whole hype behind Classic Sonic. I mean, I didn't grow up with the Genesis title, as my first Sonic game was Adventure, so I didn't really know Classic Sonic in its prime.
I mean, I kind of like the Genesis Sonic better a little bit.
I think part of it is that it looked, at the time, it looked like Sega was actually listening to the adult fans, which they hadn't been doing.
And also, I mean, I admit that a lot of this, sure, a lot of this probably comes from nostalgia, but I just I don't dislike modern Sonic. A lot of people oh, he's green eyes and he's all gangly and it's so stupid looking. And classic Sonic.
Yeah, and then we got Boom Sonic.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. I just like the classic design better, and I have reasons for that. But I admit that those reasons are probably steeped in nostalgia. You know, I can explain myself, but the core of it is probably nostalgia.
I hope that when you do your Sonic Adventure retrospective, you do go over the design and you do cover how it is legitimately a bad redesign.
Well,
how was it legitimately a bad redesign? I love Sonic's adventure design.
Unpopular opinion. I prefer Knuckles' Boom design to anything before that.
That is an unpopular opinion.
Oh, that is an unpopular opinion.
I can actually
opinion,
but the first time I saw him, I thought it makes sense. I mean, Knuckles has nothing on him that indicates his strength, and
but he does.
It kind of felt like a
boxing
natural
gloves.
I guess
How does he tie them?
The gloves don't really stand out to me.
It's just I don't like it that much because he's so distinctly taller than everyone else, and that just makes him stand out in a weird way to me.
The animation enthusiast in me sees him as someone with unique silhouette, whereas the original Knuckles design had a very similar silhouette to Sonic, and that's a really important thing to differentiate your characters.
Well, most
you must hate Shadow then.
Most Sonic characters, but especially the ones that originated in the classic era, they all have the same body type, you know.
I always thought that what differentiated Sonic characters was the color, not the silhouette.
Well, like I said, I'm an animation nerd. This is one of the rules that Disney tries to follow, for example.
Yeah.
So I subconsciously look into other stuff also when I look at it.
But what really pisses me off about Boom's designs is that they're so like one-dimensional.
Hang on, just a second. I'm checking audio stutter. Audio is stuttering really bad for me, like from you guys.
Since we're talking about Knuckles, I'm gonna post something in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, is everything good now?
I think it might be a result of like my computer not being able to handle the Skype call and Generations and streaming at the same time. I think that might be where it's coming because it's not doing it now.
Please, somebody click that link.
Maybe
But we weren't getting it during the.
I have already clicked it.
But
okay, hang on a second. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually restart the Skype chat.
I think the issue was all the Omo chat.
That might be it. I'm going to actually completely restart Skype. Let me see. I'm just going to take down a note of who I've got so I can get you guys back quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
I got Kovar, Ben, Tyler, Shane, /GamesBrain, NeoTales. NeoTales, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Hello. And Dustin VG.
Well, here, I think I'm going to lighten the chat for you. I kind of got to start my day.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
It's bright and early for me, so I got to get some coffee. And I have to work on my final episode, too. So I'll see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Shane from GamesBrained is out.
That's right.
All right, go check out GamesBrained. His Pokemon series is
And
fantastic.
I'll see you next time.
Next time.
You keep
Dragon
peeking,
Ball
and
Z.
I'll keep GamesBrained.
That you sounded so defeated. I'll keep games.
Thank you for being here.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
That's the first time that my stupid catchphrase has ever been parodied, and I rather enjoyed it.
I don't think that would work with my username, though. I don't know how you'd pull that off with it making even a remote amount of sense.
Keep Pokemon listing.
Yeah, I figured that wouldn't work.
I'm trying to think of one that's not generic.
Okay, let's see if we're still having the
it's
audio
not.
stuttering issue now. Game should be... There it goes.
Hey guys!
Because Sonic Generations itself is not running quite as well as it normally does for me, but it's still playable.
Maybe turn down the graphics settings on it a bit.
I think it's down as far as it'll go.
You can turn down the resolution a little bit.
I mean, it's a Sonic game. It's not like it really matters.
They said somebody said we're good.
Well, yeah, but now I'm hearing it. Or since I'm ahead of them, like you are stuttering again. Like somebody start talking.
Hello.
What I was saying earlier about Sonic Boom's designs. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it is still stuttery. Like as long as Generations is open. So okay, here I am gonna try turning down because I know that's really annoying. Like it's not too bad for me, but more audio.
The audio is stuttery. For me, it's the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game is kind of stuttery for me.
I can count the frames.
Yeah, I can count the frames. There's like 3.
There's a few of them.
That's a quote from Rebel Taxi, by the way. You guys should watch him.
That name sounds familiar. Where have I heard that before?
He covers cartoons and stuff.
I know Rebel Taxi.
I was actually not quoting anything in particular.
I used
to be
to
honest.
subscribe to them, but honestly, I got really bored of what they do.
Well, it's just one guy, but I don't know.
I know, but I just got really bored of what he does. I liked some of his retrospectives on older cartoons, but now he just hasn't made anything that seems to be worth my time.
Well, he's focusing more on podcasts lately instead of making new videos. But I still like his old stuff because I don't know. He's unapologetic and he's just naturally.
That's what they're going to say about me in a few months. From here on out, the Geek Critique is nothing but a streaming channel. This is the only thing I'm doing.
As long as I can be a part of it, doing that.
The Donkey Kong Country buyout era coming never.
Okay, so what I was saying about Sonic Boom's designs was that they all seem one-dimensional to me. Like, Sonic is a hero, let's make him wear a handkerchief. Sonic,
No, it's not
Tails
just a handkerchief. It's a budget Nathan Drake cosplay.
Yeah. Tails is smart, let's make him carry tools around. Knuckles is strong, let's make him like the Hulk. You know, it's really generic to me.
Blaze Chance1 says he's pretty sure it's my broadband. The thing about that is, if it was my broadband, why would it only be happening when Sonic Generations is running?
Yeah, I know.
It's the computer not being able to handle both streaming, Skype, and Sonic Generations all at the same
If it was
time.
broadband, we wouldn't be able to understand each other.
What's that? Oh yeah,
I said if it.
That's true. Yeah. If it was broadband, then I would also be cutting out for them. And as far as I know, I'm
You're not. I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh god, what the hell?
Fine. What happened?
Did you see the title card for Sky Sanctuary?
Yeah, the title card does that sometimes. When you use mods, the title cards glitch out sometimes. It doesn't affect anything beyond that.
The programmer is having a nap. Hold out, programmer.
I have a couple of mods that I always run. I run a music mod that's basically just changes some of the tracks.
I love the Generation soundtrack. I never change it.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Is anyone excited for Mario Luigi Paper Jam?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I am.
I'll give it a shot, but I don't have my hopes up about it.
I've only played 2 of the Mario and Luigi games, so I need to catch up with the other ones. It's funny that I wrote an entire. It's funny that I wrote an entire Mario timeline, and yet I haven't played a lot of those games.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I didn't actually read your Mario timeline. Can you sum it up?
Let's see. Well,
it is a little bit hard to do. I did read it, but it's
10 pages, and I just updated it to version 1.3.
Okay, I can provide a summary in one sentence. The Mario games take place in an order.
See, I always thought Mario games
each game happens.
I didn't think they needed an order to go in because I feel like they're not like stories in a world. They're more like stage plays, and the characters are more like actors.
Well, I don't.
That's what Miyamoto
said on the chat last night. I don't disagree with that. I don't think there's any way that Nintendo ever at any point says there and is like, how does this fit into the larger Mario tapestry? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, people think too much about it.
They've made some attempts at continuity. We've got Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's New Island taking place one after another.
But then you've got Baby Donkey Kong, like a modern-style Baby Donkey Kong, existing alongside Baby Mario.
Which makes no sense.
I have actually explained.
Yeah, I know. I saw. Really? Your timeline does explain that.
Well, the thing is, people assume that when they see it, they're like, "Oh, this is autistic. You're taking the Mario narrative seriously." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
I hate when people are like that. Like, just because Nintendo didn't intend it doesn't mean it's not still fun for fans to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's what kept the Zelda timeline theory alive for years
until they made an official one.
Yeah,
which everybody hates.
I still think it's wrong.
I'm okay with it, personally, because I don't care, and I just take every Zelda game on its own merit anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's okay to have your own personal headcanon.
So, Josh, are you only playing the classic Sonic levels, or are you just doing them
I'm playing
first,
the classic
then
levels
modern?
first, then the modern levels.
Everybody get ready to sing City Escape.
Oh, absolutely.
I really don't want to do that, to be honest.
I'll do it right now.
You'll wait your turn.
Whoops.
What are you, my mom? If I want to follow my rainbow, I'm going to.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I get that.
Is it like an innuendo or something?
What?
Oh man, I just realized we're on Speed Highway.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
To the title card.
The chat reminded me of something I meant to say. The one thing I'm kind of disappointed about with Paper Jam is how it doesn't seem to have more Paper Mario elements.
It does look a little weird, doesn't it? Just to see, like, the Mario and Luigi world, and they're running around in it, and Paper Mario is just there.
With other paper elements in it, like the Paper Toads, and Paper Bowser, and Paper Peach.
Well, the way I figured it is that they're probably going to have, like, the paper abilities, like in Thousand Year Door, they're probably going to have to come into play in the environment. Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really show that much, so we don't know exactly how much it's going to be yet.
I just realized this is like the first time that 2 adult Marios have coexisted in the same universe.
That's true. We've had Mario and Baby Mario in the same game before. I think the first one there was Mario.
Is this going to mess up your whole timeline?
You know what? I said that, we can assume that it takes place after Dream Team, but other than that, we know nothing about it.
You guys are gonna be behind me, so just follow my lead. Follow my rainbow.
Okay.
Rolling
wait, what?
around at the speed of
speed
sound.
of sound.
Got places
Got
to
places
go.
to
Got
go.
to follow my
Rainbow.
rainbow. Can't stick around. Have to keep moving on. Guess what lies ahead? Only one way to find out. Must keep on moving ahead. No time for guess and follow my plan instead. Okay, stop. This is horrible.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
This is the story all about how my life got turned upside down.
The
I'd like to take
the problem is we can't keep in sync with each other on Skype because Skype also has a delay. So
Enough. If you want to keep in sync, you got to use Mumble. Mumble's the only one I know of with like a less than half a second delay.
well,
As the Geek Critique's largest sponsor, I'm officially shutting down the Geek Critique Choir.
That's okay. I'll have my own solo career, and I'll make all the money.
No,
With blackjack and
It's like
hookers.
Ringo Starr.
when we start up the Geek Critique a cappella group, we will move to Mumble. That's fine.
That actually sounds like a good idea.
That does not sound like a good idea. What are you talking about?
No, it's a terrible idea.
I mean, I'm down with Mumble. I think Mumble is better than Skype in every way from a technical perspective.
Well, I
But
mean,
it's
what
harder
we
to
were
use.
just doing sounded like a mumble.
Watch this. Boom!
It's
Love
like-
doing that. Like you get
It's like
to the end of the level
rolling
so quickly.
around at
that
the
you get to the end of the level so quickly that the truck is shaking the screen. That's how fast I am.
Not even the truck can catch you.
So wait, are you not playing as Modern Sonic?
He'll do that after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I go through everything as classic first, then I'll go through everything.
Oh
as modern.
God!
Holy shit!
Damn!
I just saw the way Classic Sonic pops out of the signpost. I
Side,
don't
he's
think-
like, what just happened?
Yeah. And also,
yeah, I was
I'll come
looking-
back to Seaside Hill and Rooftop Run because I change my gear when I do that. I use
Blackwee
Also-
says, Sonic speed!
I've analyzed in Paper Jam that bro attacks are back again. Like Mario has his own set, Luigi has his own set, even Paper
Oh, my
Mario
goodness.
own set of attacks, and including a new kind of attack, trio attacks. Basically, it turns all enemies, even bosses, into paper, and basically you do attacks, all three of you, to hurt them in multitudes. Like for one attack, you basically turn all the enemies into paper and throw paper paper shurikens of Paper Mario.
We've talked
I
about
have
Mario
no idea
RPGs
what
a
you just
lot
said.
during this stream. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, for a Sonic stream, there sure is a lot of Mario
amazing.
content.
Well, I
Oh,
mean, we
it's
did
because
play
Sonic
Lost World.
I blame Sonic Lost World.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's not like we've talked about that the most
We've
of
probably-
anything that isn't Sonic.
We also-
that would be DuckTales.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, we also
Okay,
we
yes, you're right. That is very true.
We also
By the
brought
way,
up-
DuckTales?
God damn it!
Hey,
Or Sonic Shuffle.
let's play 20 questions. What game am I thinking of?
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
How did you
Sonic
know?
Shuffle.
No!
Metal Gear Solid 3.
DuckTales Shuffle.
My precious S rank.
You know, if I were to make a
that-
Sonic game, I would
was that-
make it to where rankings don't exist.
Why is
Did that
that?
did that S stand for Scrooge?
God damn
I
it!
like the rankings in the Boost
VK
trilogy. I thought
Mize
that was
is
one of the best
completely
things about
asleep
it.
and may in fact be dead. Like,
He has infected our brains is the problem.
Yet he lives on in spirits.
I mean, he kind of sounded like he might already be dead near the end of when he left.
yeah.
He's
this-
like, I have moved on, my children.
what
This
was
is-
actually
this is the
going on is
point-
that
This is
He was
Hopefully
dead.
made his last moments worthwhile.
This is
Actually-
specifically the point I was referencing when I said I might be rusty. I was thinking of this level specifically.
Oh god, nobody's good at this level. This level sucks.
I have been.
I love
It
the
doesn't
music.
suck. It's probably the most challenging classic Sonic level that isn't Planet Wisp.
Actually, it's my favorite.
I didn't think
Actually,
this
it
was
might
too
be my
bad.
favorite classic Sonic level, but just because
Have
it
you-
is so
I-
challenging.
I really
Speaking of
like it.
speaking of that, have you ever glitched classic Sonic Rooftop Run into the 3D perspective before?
I've never done it.
I
but
have.
You can,
I've
yeah.
done that.
It's possible. It's not easy, but it's doable,
Have
and
you-
it's kind of awesome.
It's
Have you
not
ever
easy on
glitched?
purpose, but it's kind of easy on accident.
Have you ever glitched Classic Sonic to have the 2D perspective but still be in 3D?
In this
what?
level,
I've seen that.
I've-
Yeah, it's weird.
I've done it.
where he stops obeying the
The camera.
2D lock.
By the
So
way, this-
it's still shown from a side view, but you can jump off. Yeah, I've done
well,
that.
You could probably
I've also done that as Modern Sonic in this level, in the 2D areas.
You could probably give one of the glitches a try when you get to Rooftop Run as Classic. I think you need the electric shield.
By the way, does anybody know if the people who are hacking... Whoops, I forgot how to begin this level. If the people who are hacking Generations, has anybody managed to get around the problem where the game crashes when you spin dash as Classic Sonic in 3D?
No, unfortunately. I have never seen somebody get past that problem.
God, if they haven't done it at this point, I'm starting to wonder if we ever will.
Planet Wisp? Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming back to Rooftop Run and Seaside Hill. Because I use different gear on those, so that way I only have to change gear one time.
I don't really use the gear that much in these, honestly. I mean, I do have a gear set I like to use with Modern Sonic to make him feel more like Adventure Sonic. I give him, like, faster homing attacks, the quicker wall jump, increased top speed, and something else, I forget what.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you. Like, I enjoy the...
Also,
I enjoy the gameplay a lot more.
Do we still have that whole SpongeBob soundboard loaded up? Because this level...
please no. I have gear set up for Modern Sonic, and I have no idea what it is.
I have one soundboard set up. Let's see.
No, I felt like that's not what we need for this level.
What do we need for this level?
Well, I was thinking the whole...
We need the Jeopardy theme for this level.
Well, I was thinking the whole 2,000 years later.
Yeah, I honestly think that, and I don't think this... popular opinion, I think that Planet Wisp Act 1 is the worst level in Generations.
I think it's the worst level in Sonic history.
Nah, I would not go that far at all.
I think a lot of people don't like Wacky Workbench.
Okay, yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's not the worst level in Sonic history, now that I really think about it.
Worst level in Sonic history, I think, is the final level of Sonic Spinball, actually.
Oh, the showdown.
Yeah.
May actually be the entirety of Sonic Labyrinth.
The voices sound quality is so bad. I don't think there's anything that can be done about it at this point.
Is it bad for everyone or just in general? Like,
I don't know, just one guy.
I don't. Sounds good to me.
I think as long as I'm running Generations, and what we might try is seeing if I get on, like, if I only have one person on Skype with me, if it still does it, that might be a thing. But I can't imagine it'd take that much more processing power.
That wasn't me, I swear.
Like,
someone brought up Labyrinth Zone.
I want
Labyrinth Zone is not that bad.
I like it.
You know the shortcut.
I like Labyrinth.
Labyrinth Zone is just a level you have to get good at.
Get good.
Get good.
Which one person is talking pretty clear? Do you know? Probably Josh.
Probably me.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Because you guys all sound a little bit distorted to me. Like the voices are a little bit scratchy. So it is probably me. I probably still sound fine.
I have the best mic out of everybody here.
Really?
I'm just using a crappy headset, honestly.
I'm just talking through an iPad.
I have a Blue Yeti.
Then you are tied with me and Josh because we both have Yetis also.
We all have Blue Yetis.
There can only be one.
One guy said, like the guy who mentioned Labyrinth said,
Oh,
I did
gosh,
get
how the hell did
get
you
good,
do
but the level didn't get good with me.
I see. I was actually pretty good at this level
you
at one point.
You spin dashed up the wall, Josh. How did you do that?
I hit the X button.
Okay.
So, does anybody remember Sonic Chronicles?
Yes.
Try not to.
What? What was that game? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I actually
that
liked
never happened.
The music was amazing. Best Sonic soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Especially
It's certainly
what's
one of
that
the
one
best.
song?
I think it went like this.
You're having a lot of fun with that.
I think it went like.
I don't know if anybody watches Parks and Rec, but whenever somebody, like, I was trying to remember what those things are called earlier. I almost called it the Tom Haverford sound.
You can tell who watches it by who laughed.
Yeah. Actually,
It's true. I haven't watched it. I'm a sham.
I actually just finished, I watched the last episode just about a week ago, I guess.
I watched the entire first season
Oh,
and
God.
hated it so much that I never watched it again for years. And then I finally came back to it, and it's like, whoa, this gets a lot better very suddenly after the first season.
See, that's funny because I watched the first episode and decided it wasn't worth my time.
See, my problem
when it
is-
originally came out. And then after it ended, I heard, actually, I know I keep bringing it up, but I heard, like, Chad on the conversation was talking about, hey, Parks and Rec just ended, it's pretty good. So I was like, is this really worth watching? He's like, hell yeah, man, watch it. I'm like, okay.
It seems like skipping the first season is the popular way to do it, though.
I can agree with that, yeah. You're not missing out on a whole lot, and what you are missing out on sort of mostly gets retconned anyway. Well, not retconned, but, changed.
I totally zoned out during this conversation. What are you guys talking about?
Parks and Recreation.
My big
Okay.
problem is that I would try more shows, but I'm too busy rewatching SpongeBob SquarePants too many times.
God damn it.
So, wait, your
You know
thing
what
is
show I've been watching lately?
SpongeBob. Is your thing SpongeBob as much as VK Mai's thing is DuckTales?
No, not quite.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Not as much as mine is Metal Gear, even.
I'll be right back. I'm going to
Hey.
turn the AC on.
You're not as big a Metal Gear fan as I am. I can guarantee you that.
Wow.
If I
Wrote it down.
if I
You're probably right. I still haven't beat Peace Walker, and I refuse to beat Portable Ops.
I plowed through Portable Ops in a desperate attempt to see the story, and now whenever I recommend it to my friends, I show them the movie.
It just isn't a fun game. It really isn't.
Sadly, it isn't.
Okay,
Hey, Josh.
I was about to fight Metal Sonic, and then I realized I forgot to do the other two stages.
Josh, serious question.
Yes.
How much less Sonic would suck if he had feathers, a top hat, and a pogo cane?
God damn it.
VK Mize will never leave.
Or
well,
at the very
okay.
least a bill.
Well, okay. I suppose you have a point, but would Sonic be better if he was in fact a Toad that battled?
I think
That was-
Sonic would be better if he had a twin brother with a different hair color, and one was good and the other was evil.
Nah.
I think Sonic would be better if
We
it
call
starred my
Liquid
fan
Sonic.
character.
You know what?
You know, I bet a Metal Gear fan something
Metal
with
Gear fans.
fan fiction, fan game, whatever. I don't care. But with Sonic and Shadow instead of Solid and Liquid, that could be interesting.
You can
It
actually
would
do that
suck,
well.
but it could be interesting.
No. It's one of those things where it sounds like it would suck, but I think you could do it right. You know what I mean? You could actually make that work if you really wanted to.
Wait, make what work now? I kind of zoned out.
I remember one time I
Sonic
wrote
and Shadow, Solid and Liquid.
I remember I
Well,
wrote a
Solidus.
fan fiction one time where
Silver.
it was a
No, that just doesn't work.
I wrote a fanfiction one time that was a crossover between Sonic and Metroid, I think, and it took place after Prime 3, I think, where the Phazon had infected the Ark or something. It was really bad. I never wrote fanfiction after that.
Also, the chat is discussing what we could do to make Sonic a better series.
Sonic would be better if he was made of paper and had a hammer.
Okay.
That's Retro
okay.
64Z.
Anyone, if someone donates $10 before the end of Generations, I will provide a link to my secret fanfiction.net account.
Oh my.
Oh god, this.
All the fun that could be
I
had
will
here.
not.
Oh, I have a good idea. How about if you donate $5,
I like how the chat.
I will
Go ahead. Sorry.
I will dramatically read Sonic fanfiction in this stream.
Okay.
Luckily, there's no Sonic in my fanfiction account.
The chat is like, is no one going to comment on the DBZ music? Well, it's probably because the Skype chatters can't hear it.
Yeah, I have the game
Wait,
on mute.
what?
But yeah, Seaside Hill was using an instrumental version of Chala Head Chala.
Really?
Also, I remember you using that last year, so it wasn't new to me.
No.
I was completely unaware. Okay, can you do me one favor?
Yeah, what's that?
Play the Casino Night level.
Okay. Why is that?
With Toxic Caves music.
Okay, I'll do that. I don't usually do that, but okay.
I mean, that seems to be the best way to bag worms.
Sonic Spinball had kick-ass music.
It
Yeah, it
did.
really
Dragon
did.
Worms.
That's
Luke
just a bunch of spikes. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. But seriously, we should make that stretch goal. If you donate $5, I will dramatically read bad Sonic fanfiction in this stream, but you must provide the fanfiction.
So my thing is playing like a Sonic hack. Your thing is reading dramatic fanfiction. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
If you donate $5, I will physically restrain him from doing that.
Wait, how are you gonna physically restrain him?
If you pay another $5, I will break out Houdini style.
None of this is making sense.
Does it have to?
It would cost a lot more than $5 to get to wherever he is and physically restrain him.
Dude, we could do like full-on acting with a fanfiction for everyone except Josh, everyone who's not playing a game.
Yeah, by the way, guys, we're totally serious, so donate.
Speak for yourself.
At least I am.
That's my secret. I'm never serious.
I was serious about my fanfiction account. There's some pretty embarrassing stuff on there.
I'd be interested in seeing that
I deleted mine a long time ago.
I never had one because I have dignity and a life.
I just remembered I do have one. There's a one-chapter Pokemon fanfic that I have that I wrote in 2002. I don't know if I can find it, though, even if I wanted to.
I do not have an account, and I am honestly kind of glad about that.
Last time I wrote fanfiction was in 2004, I think.
My last update on my account was April 20th, 2014. For what it's worth, like, I write intentionally jokey, stupid stuff. Like, I know it's not good, and I'm not trying to write anything good.
Right.
It's like not like Squirrel King or Peter Chimera or anything, but it isn't serious. It occurs to me that maybe no one knows who Squirrel King or Peter Chimera are.
No,
I know who Squirrel King is. He wrote Half-Life Full Life Consequences.
Ah, right.
And Peter Chimera did Quarter Life Halfway to Destruction.
Okay, you know, now that you mention it, I do recognize those names, yeah.
So Stop the Hummins!
Will it be monotone or sensual? Lackwee wants to know. I assume you're dramatic reading. Will
it will be
monosensual.
Whatever you want it to be, baby.
It should be William Shatner style.
Oh no.
Speed.
Oh yes.
Don't do that.
Spark. All right, somebody read Metal Sonic's dialogue. Oh god, I'm gonna have to wait. Somebody.
I'm gonna have to.
I'll do it. The casting for Metal Sonic is now open. The line is, "I will battle you as many times as it is necessary."
I will battle you as many times as is necessary.
Higher.
I will battle you as many times as necessary.
I like that one too, though. Maybe you can be Mecha Sonic.
I will battle you as many times as it is necessary.
The right filter, that would work, actually.
Was that a filter? I thought it was just his mic being crappy.
I said through a filter, that would work.
Oh.
As in, that's a good base, but if you filter that, like, all
Games
crackly...
Brain says drink lots of water so your voice is wet.
My voice is not very wet.
Drink lots of Pepsi.
Pepsi Man!
Pepsi Man!
God damn it, you guys are gonna make me do this.
It's like everything's coming full circle tonight.
Full life consequences.
Full circle
John
consequences.
Freeman was in an office typing on a computer. He got an email from someone.
Sorry if this has
asking
consequences.
What's that?
What?
What is going on?
For like a few seconds, I thought that was Earthworm Jim music.
I can't say it's inappropriate, but why are you playing this exactly?
What?
How come? Why are you playing this exactly?
Because I can.
Okay, fair
mostly.
enough.
Well, $50 gets you to play Pepsi Man over the stream.
I love that game.
I would love to play it, but I do not have a modded.
It's technically revolutionary.
Not modded.
Oh yeah, it was the original. It was the original Endless Runner.
Except
Now,
it wasn't endless at all.
BlazeCants1 says, "Here's my voice, I will battle." So that's very impressive.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty good.
I think we should.
I can totally imagine.
As a casting director, I think you have much potential.
You have all of the potentials.
You have potential because none of us have heard you.
Technically, you can say that about anything. Toxic caves. There it is.
Yay!
You were actually fairly in sync with me there. That's impressive.
Okay, enough.
No, that was actually pretty nice. I was enjoying that. Oh, you've moved on to Lava Powerhouse.
Stap.
God damn it.
Stap.
Stop. I could sing the options music, but I don't think my voice is harsh enough.
There you go.
What's sad though is I actually like that song, but man, the instruments are way too intense in it, for lack of.
That's the most Genesis song I've ever heard.
I can do the Sonic Spinball options menu. I can do the Sonic Spinball options
menu too. Quality stream chat here, I gotta say.
The most quality.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the most important things right now.
Guys, I love you.
What, you mean they didn't come here to hear me sing Sonic Spinball?
Sing, quote unquote.
I mean, I thought that was the whole purpose.
No, they came here to hear me sing, I don't know.
Fanfiction?
Sonic Warrior.
Has anybody donated?
Has anybody donated? Let's check. I do like Lackwee saying, "Stamp!" Well, Dr. Waves 303 is now following me on Twitch. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you. But welcome, Dr. Waves. No, nobody else has donated, though. Just to remind anybody who might be new, the current bonus, it's not even a bonus goal anymore, it's just a thing that you can do. If you donate $5, then I will play any Sonic fan game or fan hack that you provide in the PayPal message.
Alternatively, if you donate $5 and provide a fan fiction, I will dramatically read it.
Yes.
If it's Sonic related.
Oh, it can't be like Ash and Missy's love or anything.
No.
Oh, otherwise I would donate for that.
And as I mentioned, for $5, I will go to his house and burn his computer if he tries.
GameSpring says in the text chat you should update your current total.
That's a good idea.
That's
yeah, thank you.
Because your total, you're at 290 last I checked.
Yeah, because I got.
Oh yeah, because
5 from me, 10 from GamesBrain, and 5 from someone else.
Yeah, let me check it here, because GamesBrain gave me 10, so that'd be 280. I'm just following it from my email here, not necessarily in order. Michael Ratzlaff gave 5, so that'd be 285. Yeah. And then I'm trying to figure out when these started. Ben Albright, that was. Yeah, that
was me.
Okay, so that'd be 290. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. It's 290.
Wait, did you get me in there?
Did I?
GamesBrain says maybe you should give us a teaser. What do you mean?
Maybe I'll throw in a little extra. No, I don't.
What were the?
No, I didn't get you in there, Kovar. So yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Google was like stacking its things weird. So yeah, we're actually at 295.
Yeah, I imagine Sonic and Misty's love would be totally acceptable
for the
money. Oh God, no.
Okay, GamesBrain wants me to dramatically read something for free. Should I do it?
Yeah, sure. Just to give a little preview.
Dramatically read the DuckTales thing.
Okay, I will read a personal favorite of mine called Tails' Goldfish.
Oh no.
Tails had no joy of his life. I feel bored, said Tails. Tails had a light bulb on his head that he decided to get a pet. To the pet store, Tails shouted. Tails drove his car and drives to the pet store. Tails parked his car and locked his car. Tails opened the door and he told the employer and he said, I'm sorry, Mr. Tails, we don't have any more pets. Tails is really sad that they have no more pets. But wait, we have only one pet left, said the employer. The only pet had survived is a goldfish. Tails' heart-shaped eyes that he found the only one joy of his life. Tails pulls out a bag of money and drops it to the table, and the employer is surprised that there is a lot of cash, and Tails finally got his goldfish. Tails unlocked his car and named his goldfish Finn. Tails drove back to his home. Meanwhile, back with Neil. Neil the fox walks out and sits on his lawn chair.
And to continue this, you will need to pay for more.
Neil. Neil takes out some gum and puts it in his mouth. Neil throws the gum wrapper away in the garbage can. When Tails parked his car and hops out of the car and runs straight to Neil, and Tails bellowed, "Hey Neil! Neil!" Neil spits out gum and he said, "Well, time to go." Neil folds up the lawn chair. "Neil! Neil, wait!" yelled Tails. "Now what, Tails?" said Neil. "Neil, you gotta see this!" replied Tails. Tails grabbed Neil's green-colored foxtail and dragged him to Tails' bedroom, home of Tails' goldfish. Neil unfolds up the lawn chair.
As the Geek Critique sponsor, I'm going to have to ask you to stop giving away free content.
Tails introduced his goldfish. "Don't eat my goldfish, Neil," demanded Tails, folding his arms. "I promise I won't eat your goldfish," replied Neil. "Good boy, Neil," replied Tails. Okay. Tails went to the grocery shopping, and Neil is getting close to Tails' goldfish, and slowly walked to Tails' goldfish. Neil paused that Tails is finally here, and Neil fed the goldfish. "So you did a good job, Neil." Tails is impressed that he fed Tails' goldfish. Tails had to run a few errands. "I quit," said Neil the fox. Neil called Knuckles to replace his goldfish watch job. "Hello, Knuckles. I'm Neil the fox, the mascot of Gemerald 720, the author of this fanfiction post, aka Gemerald 720 Postal Service," said Neil the fox. "I would like to replace the goldfish job. Tails is having a few errands, and I have to call you so you can come to me, Knuckles." Knuckles arrived to Tails' house, and Neil quits his goldfish watching job, and Knuckles took over. "Ah, finally my real time to relax," said Neil the fox. Neil pulls out a lawn chair and sits on his lawn chair.
That's the end.
No. Neil takes out some gum and puts it in his mouth. Neil throws the gum wrapper away in the garbage can. Tails has finished his errands and walks home and unlocked the door. Knuckles pulled his head away from Tails' goldfish and sits down, and Tails said, "Good job," with a pause, and he said angrily, "Where is Neil the fox?" Knuckles freaks out. "Neil called me to replace the goldfish job for Neil, so I decided to take over the goldfish job for Neil," said Knuckles. "Good job for taking over Neil's task," said Tails. "The sun is sitting down into night. Congratulations on your new job, Knuckles," said Tails. Knuckles goes to sleep. Neil goes to his house and everybody sleeps. Knuckles sleeps and dreams about goldfish crackers. Knuckles wakes up from his sleep. Knuckles sneaks to Tails' room and reaches his arm and grabs Tails' goldfish and finally devoured Tails' goldfish and tasted good. "Ah, that's the best midnight snack ever," said Knuckles with a whisper. Knuckles went back to sleep. The next morning, Tails woke up in a happy mood and walks to his fishbowl and gasps that his goldfish is missing. "No! My goldfish is gone!" Tails screamed. Tails cried that his goldfish is gone. Knuckles had a tummy ache that he ate his goldfish. "Knuckles, where is my goldfish?" asked Tails in anger. Knuckles confessed and he said, "I ate your goldfish and I felt horrible about the tummy because I had a tummy ache." Tails punched in the gut really hard, and his goldfish is already dead because of the gastro acid from Knuckles' stomach. Tails fired Knuckles for eating Tails' goldfish, and that was his only one joy of his life. Knuckles felt horrible that it has his own one joy of his life, and Knuckles comforted Tails with a bit of a teary apology. Knuckles learned a lesson and felt sad, and Knuckles runs away forever. Tails locked every door, and Knuckles finally came out of Tails' house, and Tails invented the reversal reviver and recovered his goldfish. And he said, "Finn, you're alive," said Tails.
Tails cried for joy that he was sorry that he hired Knuckles, and Tails lived happily ever after. The end.
Hey, Knuckles. I know you're having to guard the Master Emerald and everything, but you could watch a fish.
No, Ben, in all seriousness, aside from the shitty source material you just had to read through, that was actually some seriously good voiceover work.
Yeah.
Thank you. My throat hurts now.
Why it switches back and forth between past and present tense so many times.
Because it's bad fan fiction. That's
I
why.
do love when bad fanfic authors think that they need to explain everything. Like, Tails got out of his car and locked his car.
Well, you know, then Josh decided to talk about how they feel the need to explain everything. He opened his mouth and started flapping his lips.
Yes, pretty much.
The best part is Tails punched in the gut really hard, and his goldfish is already dead because of the gastral acids from Knuckles'
That
stomach.
was the best part.
It was. It really was.
Oh god. Okay, Death Egg Boss. Anyway,
Death Egg Boss.
donate $5 and specify your fanfiction, and I will read it.
He'll do it, man.
It's just so quiet without the fanfiction now.
My throat hurts.
I got popped outside of the Death Egg robot level.
Let's see.
I can't wait to see that.
How many companions do you guys have in Runners?
One.
I just have one, because I just barely played it. I got a pumpkin chow from the free spin.
I have the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, and that's all that really matters.
You do? Oh my god, I'm so jealous.
Did you get the Genesis?
No.
I got a Genesis.
But the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge is the best because it has Sonic 1 in it.
By the way, shout out to my friend Meredith for that. She discovered that fanfic.
I've never heard of that, but that is fantastic.
I was kind of worried it was going to be like super raunchy, but I was significantly happy that it was what it was.
Yeah, you picked a really good one.
I told you, it's one of my favorites.
You gotta love the ones that are clearly written by, like, 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but in all seriousness, like, I mean, to be fair, it's not like I'm making fun of these, well, I mean, I am, but it's not like I'm being mean to these people. It's just like,
Yeah,
these
I mean,
people
you're
would
literally
not...
just reading their work, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But, I mean, some people might call it mean that I would be doing that. I don't know. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. I do enjoy the chat. Like, I was looking at the chat while I was listening to you. Like, I could tell when they got to the point where Knuckles ate the goldfish, because it's like, oh god, the humanity! GamesBrain wants to know, can we narrate the gameplay like a fanfiction writer?
No,
That'd be
I
a
do
lot
not.
harder to do.
I do not do ad-lib.
I could try that.
Well, it would be difficult because, like, what they're seeing, like,
I can
the
do
people who are in the
play-by-play commentary, but not, like, narration.
The people who
Sonic
are
defeated Eggman. Eggman said, "Oh no."
Oh no.
That's Knuckles' line.
That's what Knuckles says.
I know.
I mean, I can try, but it would be on, like, a 20-second delay because I'm watching the stream.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That would be the problem with it.
But getting that delay being completely off from what's happening might actually be in the spirit of bad fan fiction.
Yes. Stop Tom
Sonic-
Haverfording.
Sonic walked forward really fast, and he used his blast-off power. And then he jumped over some enemies, and they were Motobugs, and he jumped over them. And then he went to a boost pad onto a rail, and there was 2 rails there actually instead of 1. So he went on the left one, and then moved over to the right one, and then went back to the left one. And I'm actually lagging even more behind gameplay now.
The Motobug shed a single tear as their dreams of destroying Sonic have been foiled just so suddenly.
That is deep, man. That is deep. Getting into the heart of the Motobug there.
I'm pretty sure the heart of the Motobug is an animal.
Well, we got a hack for that.
Oh, you're doing Modern Sonic now?
The animal inside the Motobug cried as Sonic bypassed it without breaking it open.
Well, what we could do is we could have a... GamesBrain says that he should be writing this down, and you're right, because if you do write this down, then what you'll end up with is the world's worst Sonic Generation strategy guide.
I wish I didn't run out of liquor.
You wish what?
I wish I didn't run out of liquor. This is fun now, but I think it'd be more fun if I was actually.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, I don't even.
Earlier, when I said I was going to leave for a drink, I got one shot, and that's all I had left.
Lackwee says, if someone donates $100,000, will you read a good fan fiction? Yes.
I mean, the thing is,
I don't think you
I'll
can
do
actually
anything.
live up to that. Because I don't know of any good fan fiction.
truth be
It
told,
exists a tiny bit.
A tiny bit.
truth be
It's
told,
called Sonic Boom.
It's it's kind of like YouTube videos, really. Like the good ones do exist, but they're just so surrounded by the crappy ones that are not worth your time in the slightest.
you know, the thing is, I do not drink, but I don't really need to if this is the stream I'm watching.
I haven't actually been drunk. Like, I've drank a little bit, but I haven't actually been drunk in the slightest since about 6 months after I turned 21.
I've never had an entire drink in my life. I'm 21, but I've taken no interest in alcohol.
That's how I was at 21, too.
By the way, the Skype chat is probably going to be, like, really, really touchy in this level, because Chemical Plant is kind of poorly optimized anyway.